everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Really Real Ghostbusters in TerraVision, Part 8 of our Really Real Ghostbusters in TerraVision campaign. Today is April 8th, 2023, and you are loved. And that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on our Patreon. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side, or you can join us on our Discord, and that's going to be the best place to ask us those questions, because sometimes the Twitch chat can go by pretty fast. Again, the link to both of those is in the description of this video or audio cast down below, or if you're watching this live at 5:30 p.m. on Saturdays Pacific Standard Time, hey, guess what? It's in the Twitch chat. Hooray! But let's say that you already support this wonderful show on Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and we even have face masks designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201 with the symbol of Tiamat upon them. So if you would like to support a good cause, hey, guess what? You can go to that show. And I say a good cause because all of the proceeds of our merch go to help support Doctors Without Borders. So again, you can go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, Ted, who you playing today?
Oh, well, as I often say, as an extreme stretch of the imagination, my name is Ted, and I will also be playing Ted. And if you haven't figured that out, that's just me living my ideal best life as a Ghostbuster, but that's what I'd love to do in real life. Anyway, that's who I'll be playing, and we both use he, him pronouns.
All right, and M, who you playing today?
I muted myself in Zoom. There we go. Today I am playing Mallory. Mallory uses she, her pronouns. I use any. And we were not with the party when last we parted sessions, so I'm excited to be back.
All right, and Heck, who you playing tonight?
Yeah, hey everybody. It's me, SirHeckalot, and as per usual tonight I am playing Natalie Collins, and the two of us use she, they pronouns.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Maurice Williams. We both go by the he, him pronouns.
Oh gosh, I'm your Ghostmaster, Lex. He, him pronouns for me, and I am running this wonderful, wonderful little game. Oh golly, what happened last time on the Really Real Ghostbusters? Well, let me tell you, if you're new to the stream, hey, you know what? These are all on YouTube. Check them out. We're into episode 8 now. I can't recap everything. I'm sorry. I'm not that good, but suffice it to say, our characters have been to keep up with all the ghost happenings since the regular team is in Hollywood working out a movie deal. It's New Year's, it's New York City. There's all sorts of weird hauntings going on, hinting at some other more sinister, larger plot involving technology, a strange supernatural broadcast, a break in dimensions, limbo, and not the fun kind. So our characters most recently went to a haunted house in New Jersey, because where is a more haunted house in the United States but Jersey? And they did a little bit of crossing over into sort of parallel universe. They also met some movie cast and crew. That was fun. And they were able to rescue an engineer for the Nakatomi Corporation named Vince Tanaka, who has been building this strange transmission device that seems to tear open a rift between the world of the living and the world of the dead. Now they're going to bring Vince back to New York City and, get paid for one thing for finding this man, but also maybe figure out what's going on. That would be great, wouldn't it? Listen, I gotta give us some secrets here. So that's basically what happened. If again you are new to the show, we are playing the West End Games Ghostbusters RPG using the D6 system. Really fun. I encourage you to Google it, look it up. Really rules light, really cool. We players in Game Master have access to a Roll20 where they're making their rolls. So there's fun stuff with a ghost die that gets involved, where narrative things can happen. We'll let you know if everything goes wrong. It'll be a delight. I'm very excited. And if you, the viewer, want to participate, you can. For just the low price of 1,000 channel points, you can buy a brownie point for a specific cast member. Remember to specify when you do. And brownie points are great. They're like the hit points of the characters, but they're also like something they can juice rolls with, and they're their experience points. They really like do a lot of heavy lifting. So definitely open your hearts and your channel point wallets to the team so everyone can level up some more. Now let's get into this here game. We fade in on a Winnebago driving down a snowy highway as the sun sets over the New Jersey Turnpike. Within the van, we have Maurice, we have Natalie, and we have Ted, and we have Vince Tanaka sitting in the back. So who is driving? Not Vince.
Maurice, probably.
All right,
I feel
Maurice
like, like when Mallory's not there, Maurice is usually the default. Just make the dad do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the
Road
one
trips,
few
that's what
joy
he's
that he
good
gets
for.
is driving this boat of a vehicle through heavy New York traffic.
100%. Totally. So the rest of you can be sitting in the back with Vince, who you have rescued from this wild stuff that's happening. What do you say? What are you talking about?
I feel like Maurice is going to use one of his pocket peanuts that he's had, and he's just like snacking while driving. He's not really thinking too much about it because he has to deal with New Jersey drivers, which in his opinion are worse than the New York drivers. He can't really explain why, because Indor as a person has never lived in New York or New Jersey, but Maurice, however, has this like innate feeling that, nobody knows how to drive.
I just
Accurate sentiment.
want to briefly call attention to the fact that rather than say you eat a peanut, you said you use one.
Yeah. Well, I have 4 uses of pocket peanuts, so I would like to expend one whole use of my pocket peanuts item to snack righteously as we drive.
It's worse somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
For viewers' reference, there was a previous session in which Maurice was in a fancy limousine and they had a jar of like mixed nuts that were really nice. So he filled as many of his pockets as he could with them. So they're not like individually packaged or anything. They're just loose mixed nuts that are in his cargo pants pockets. So just to complete the visual, it's like, it's just
jumpsuit pockets bursting with nuts or something like that. I think was the official terminology.
It was pocket full of nuts, X3. So now I'm down to 2 pockets full of nuts.
I see. Yep. This is a kid show, everyone.
Yeah, it's
It's from the 80s, though. There were some veiled things.
Yeah.
for
What do
sure.
you mean? That sounds kid friendly.
Yeah.
They're nutritious.
Yeah, it's
nutritious.
Maurice will.
Oh.
Maurice will express, it's brain food. It helps keep him sharp. And then,
Those
like,
long drives.
immediately, like, as he's saying that, looking back, telling the rest of the folks that, like, oh, it keeps me on my toes, camera pans out, and he's clearly missed the exit that they were supposed to take.
Pulls a sharp U-turn in the middle of the highway.
Mm.
Yeah.
In the Winnebago,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, hold on to something.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, what are Natalie and Ted doing?
So Vince, how long were you stuck wherever you were stuck?
Oh gosh, maybe like almost 2 days.
Okay. I'm just trying to remember. Does that track with what we have from like how long he's been missing from work?
Don't quote me on it, but yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no,
I
that
think
totally
yeah,
tracks.
I think it was pretty close to that.
Mm.
It's somewhere in my notes. I'd have to find it. And you don't know how you got in there?
Well, I mean, I brought my one of my prototypes to tinker on because there's some soldering that I wanted to finish up on it. And yeah, it kind of went off unexpectedly, and suddenly I was not in the same house that I was in. That was weird. Don't really understand why that happened, but I'm really glad you folks came along and helped me out. I mean, I would probably have been offed by that big drill wielding guy. Whew.
Yeah. Speaking of big drill wheel, well, and anyway, here, don't move. And I'm gonna go because we put it in the car, the video aura analyzer, aka the kitchen colander with a bunch of wires on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to affix it to Vince Tanaka's head and fire it up to see if his aura is out of whack in any way.
Is his aura out of whack?
Which I think when I look at the item, I don't recall what it says because it's very small on the screen.
It's
Shows objects or subjects emotional state and essence of archetype, I think is what that says.
that's fine if that's what
Let's
it
say.
says.
I think that's what it says.
Emotional
Oh, it
state and
does.
essence of archetype. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That is very odd wording, but I do those
That is
things.
not what it does in the movie. I'm gonna point out.
No,
Like, not at
no.
all.
It tells you if you're a dog or not, is what
Yeah.
it does in the movie.
And it gives you a 3D image of the dog
Yeah.
head, which I appreciated. So yeah, no, you're getting normal human wavelengths from Vince Tanaka.
Okay.
Uh,
And
He's just wearing the thing, and he's like, "Wow, this is some wacky headgear." And he's looking at it, and he's like, "Oh, this is cool the way you put this together."
Yeah. Don't get any ideas. And then just as a control, I'm going to put it on me.
Mm-hmm.
Same as Vince, roughly, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be like, all right. And just as one more final control test, I'm going to put it on Natalie.
Now,
yes.
as we know, Natalie's
Mine's
aura is
off.
different because it's
That's-
two that have crossed.
I also, this is a check to see, has it shifted more like ghostly, more humanly? Is it the same?
I'm gonna say it's the same,
Okay. All right. Successful test.
but that's a great question. I'll keep asking me that later.
I don't know if I should have brought that up because now I feel like I've instilled something else into the plot now.
No, it's fine.
All right. Well, Mr. Tanaka, just for your own peace of mind, it seems you've come out of your endeavor as human as you were when you went in.
Vince is
So
like,
good news.
"Ooh." Here's the thumbs up. I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, I mean, could be worse. So, yeah. Also, okay, elephant in the room here. what were you building? Why are you building these things? Like,
Oh, the transmitters?
yeah, they don't seem great, if I'm
Well,
being
I mean,
honest.
you know, from a scientific perspective, I think they're pretty great. And definitely a breakthrough on my part. But they're definitely not doing what they're supposed to do, or not what I designed them to do. Look, um, I'm gonna level with you because you saved my life, and I really appreciate it. The company I'm working for, sometimes they're a little shady, especially the people up top. They will send special project orders down, and sometimes they have certain parameters you're supposed to follow, but they don't really give you any explanation for like why you're doing that. But
Mhm.
the pay's good, so like who am I to argue? the So I started working on this one because the promise of it was, this brand new satellite uplink technology gonna revolutionize television. We could go up to like 500 channels, wild stuff. The
Maurice's ears are perking up in the front seat. Just five 500?
500.
the better clarity of signal than we've ever had before. Something, I mean, we could be talking about beyond standard definition. I mean, really, really, really exciting stuff. So I started working on it, but I got all of these like different base schematics for circuit boards and stuff sent in that were, I mean, they're weird. They obviously weren't done by an engineer. They looked very crude, but when I was started implementing them in the circuit boards, they worked. And the whole project was really coming together. Then I mean, there were some power surges, but I didn't really like. I mean, we're still in the prototyping phase, so I get about as much done in my lab as I can. Then I get a call from Dario to spend a long weekend, kind of unwind. You know, Shame on me. I took some of my work with me. I was so intrigued by it, but I didn't expect to spend the whole weekend trapped in an extra dimension. I mean, not that house must have been real haunted. And yeah, that's what happened. But like I said, I mean, obviously this stuff has some weird side effects, but we're still in the prototyping phase, so it's fine.
So, wait, hold on. You said that this came from higher up. Did you make it, like, is this your blueprints you're going off, or did one of the higher ups say make this work for me and kind of handed you a device?
Well, it was a little bit of a collaboration, right? Like I got the facts of some schematics. I don't know who they're from, but they just kind of came from up top. And then I integrated those into my circuitry because I was given the message that like this was another engineering team they had, maybe back in Japan, that was working on this. Uh and it was sort of like the base of everything. And I built on that and actually was able to construct the device out of some of those ideas. But yeah, I mean, let me tell you, as soon as we get back to New York, I will put the kibosh on this project because this dangerous. Let me tell you. Good thing we haven't shipped out any models.
Ooh.
About that,
Uh,
um, we flash back to like the number like 1,000 on the screen for the files that Natalie was going through. Um, these are going out. Do you think you would even have say in stopping more from going out?
They're going out, but it's not done. I didn't even know they had built any more than the one I had in my lab.
At least according to the shipping records, there's a
Now
lot going out.
I, as the Ghostmaster, will jump in to tell you that one went out to
Channel 5.
local access TV.
Local access.
That was one, and that went out last week. And I think it was two or three went out to the cable news station, GNN,
Let's see. I just pulled up
which
my notes.
went out
Okay,
like
so not like a
yesterday.
lot.
Not like a lot, but
Not a
there's
lot, but
still
8 units went over to GNN.
8 units, okay.
Yeah.
And that was like much more recently.
Mhm.
But Vince is like, "Oh, no." That's bad. That should not have happened. I didn't approve that. So oh, and he's thinking about it, and you can clearly see that he's realizing, like, oh yeah, if this device did that when it was plugged into like a wall outlet, what happens if you plug it up to a much larger full version of the device to a full larger power supply? He's just like,
With
oh,
a much,
8 of them.
a much
Oh,
larger
oh,
satellite to transmit it out of,
uh-huh.
eventually. Um,
He's
Vince, the blueprints that you received from higher up, where are those blueprints? Are those at your office?
he's like, no, hold on. He's got like his tracksuit, right? He's like
Sure.
looking through it, and
Obviously,
he
yeah.
pulls out a fax, so a piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and he unfolds it. And he's like, yeah, no, I mean, I only got the one copy, so I kept it with me for when I'm doing tinkering. But here, take a look at it.
Well, yeah, and I
Gives it
would
to you.
love to take a look at this, and I'm very curious
Uh-huh.
how similar in nature, whether reversed polarity or not, this is to any of the designs for the equipment that we use.
Okay, so looking at it, the first thing you see, because this paper is like a scanned fax, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when you first see it, you notice something, which is, even though it's, the fax degrading of like image quality and stuff, but it looks like someone did the thing. For those of us who are old and grew up in when their teachers, they gave packets to you, but they scanned the pages of the book, so you had those like really dark
crease in
parts
the
on the
middle,
side
yeah.
from when the book binding is.
Yeah,
It's
or if
like
they
one
were
of those.
spiraled, it'd just be the rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So it looks like this was scanned out of a book. And looking at it, you're like, this doesn't look like circuit board notation or engineering notation, but it looks very
Okay.
familiar to you.
Okay. Interesting. Uh, is there a way I can try and figure out what this is, or where I may have seen such a thing before?
There's always a way, Ted. How would you like to
That's
try to do this?
in an ideal way, this would be a brains roll. And an even
Sure.
more ideal way, this would somehow be an occult roll too.
Oh, an occult brains roll. Would
Perhaps if this
you?
is in a book I read while researching these things.
We know that you have one of the occult books with you in the car.
I do.
I don't remember which one, but one of them.
It's Tobin's Spirit Guide is the book I
Oh,
have
Tobin's
in the
Spirit Guide.
car.
Okay. You can consult that if you want.
I would love to do
And you can
that.
go ahead and roll. And
Ah.
I'm gonna make this just a 10 because you chose the right things to look at.
All right. Is this brains or occult or
This
both?
Oh, isn't occult a brains
It is a
thing?
brains, yeah.
Yeah. So you're rolling your brains plus your occult.
Okay. God. It's been a while, folks. I'm a little
Get that
nervous to
ghost
click this
die.
roll.
You get the ghost die, suddenly the car gets a flat tire and flips over.
Oh my
3, 2, 1. 24.
A 24
No
with no
ghost
ghost
die. We doubled that. Let's go.
Ooh. Um, Hey, remember earlier in the campaign when you guys went to the Museum of Natural History and found the Book of the Dead?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Yes, I do.
This is a scanned page of that, baby. You're almost positive.
no.
It seems like Vince thought it was a circuit design because someone probably said that to him, and because he doesn't know anything about the occult. So he was just like, "Oh yeah, okay." And then he incorporated this like mystical they're not hieroglyphics, but like this like a
Like a
Solomonic
pattern.
seal type
Yeah.
thing
Sure.
into circuitry.
Oh,
Oh no.
well, okay. So, Vince, one, not circuitry, but that's not important. The important thing is, so some of these have gone out. We know that. We've seen manifests to say some of them have shipped. Where, so if you were to say go back or something and like, oops, all destroyed, how hard would it, how many places could this be that if we wanted to just pretend that like wipe this clean and this never happened, how many things would you need to quarantine, delete, whatever it is, because this is bad stuff.
Okay,
More so
well,
than you thought.
yeah, no, this has sounded pretty dire. Harsh man. So if I get back to Nakatome, I can delete the files off of my computer and destroy the stuff in my private lab. That's all the stuff that I knew about. That's definitely the stuff I have access to. But if anything shipped out, I mean, you seem to know where it went. That's where it would be. I don't think there'd be like maybe there's some stuff on the manufacturing floor, but that would also be at Nakatomi, and I can take care of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I would ask you if you believe in ghosts, but I think we're past that point. I think you believe
No,
that.
I 100% believe.
Yeah. So that turns out, I've seen this. You may, well, if you're not, but anyway, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. That's a scan of those pages. So that's what you've been integrating into the circuitry is essentially old Egyptian Book of the Dead, resurrection, channeling rituals, fun things like that.
I see. That was my bad, you know.
Well, I'm not going to put the blame on you, but more importantly, how did your higher ups get this book?
I mean, I don't know.
And
I don't even
also
meet the
say
board of directors.
more to the rest of the Winnebago and less to Vince.
Like, how did they get it, and why do they want that in all of these?
Well, you know, when you have a lot of money, how you can just sort of walk into a place and say, hey, let me hold that priceless artifact. I'll give you like $1 million or something.
Yeah, it might be one of those.
I mean, the museum, it's getting a brand new wing or an exhibit put into place. So, you know, I assume they accept donors.
We do. That's the only way anything happens.
Oh, yeah. Tax dollars at work.
All right. Well, that might explain how they got it. I wonder if the people that were there doing the sketchy things that we caught them doing weren't somehow related to this.
I am not so sure about that one. Mostly because, I mean, we handled that like, what, 3 days ago?
Sure.
There's stuff from these that got sent out weeks ago, and then, like, however long it took for Vince to build all these things.
That's true.
So, timeline doesn't add up. That and the Mummy didn't say, like, someone's been scanning pages from my ancient Book of the Dead. I saw him. It was a fax machine.
That's actually like a wild visual that I was thinking about. Just someone just has like this ancient book like on a scanner. Like,
well, I mean, we don't. Correct me. I mean, it's been a whirlwind of a couple of days here, but we know the Mummy wanted the book back and didn't want people having the book. But was it people reading from the book that was the issue that woke the Mummy up?
I think it was along the lines of the ancient spirit that was inhabiting one of the other museum employees who was trying to do the magic from the book.
Okay. All right. Well,
I will point out for timeline purposes, Natalie would know this, being that they work at the museum. The book has been in the museum's possession for 3 to 4 weeks. It's been there for a while. The idea was the exhibit wasn't ready to go yet until like just recently. You also know that Sophia Vladinov, my amazingly named NPC, who is a wizard, as we learned, had been there ever since all of the Egyptian stuff came over, because she was like working with like cataloging that stuff and working on the exhibit, getting the exhibit ready, right? Because like all the several weeks of lead time was like getting the exhibit set up. So the timeline does make sense that like the book has been in the city since Vince has been working on this.
Okay.
Cataloging, that's like pages and stuff, right?
But yeah. So Vince is like, yeah, I will once we get back to New York, I will get to Nakatome and I will destroy as much of the stuff as possible. um,
And I'm
whew.
just gonna say, for what it's worth, Vince, you seem like a good guy. Just be careful. Just gonna throw it out there. I don't know how high up this goes in your company and how big of a deal this is, but if like all of a sudden all of the stuff that we investigate just disappears and it's clear that like we brought you back and then it all disappears, like that might not be the coolest thing to trace back to you. So maybe just like
Lay low for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you visit my relatives in San Francisco for a bit.
Yeah, that sounds like a great, maybe put in that vacation request first and then clear everything out. Thought,
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's same thing to consider.
I mean, if we're talking about things to consider, the picture is a little square, but like, what if you like expanded it outward? You could call it like a wide screen, because I know we're talking about ghosts, but have you ever just wondered like what's a little bit more in frame?
Oh yeah, like a film reel, like at the movies, but obviously TVs can't do that because it's a cathode tube. You can't make it rectangular; it has to be square. Duh.
Vince, I mean, you just integrated a page from the Book of the Egyptian Dead into modern day electronics. I think that if there's anyone who can make a wider screened TV, I think that you might be the guy.
But nobody's going to want to have those black bars on either side of their screen. Yeah. They're obviously going to want to have it stretched to cover the full thing. There's no way they'll want that. What else could you possibly see that you wouldn't want to have it filled out to that full screen? I don't understand
it. Yeah, you're losing picture. Oh my God. So Vince is just like, yeah, I can do that. Widescreen television. What a concept.
Yeah, and this never catch on. And this super definition you're talking about, right?
Super definition. Yeah.
Super definition.
No, that's my working name for it. Super definition. Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks so much for saving me. And gosh, and you folks were able to do it with just 3 people too, huh? That's wow.
Maurice pauses and just does a head count, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. Yeah. 3. That is how many.
Yep.
Cut to an elevator opening. I've used this transition before, but I'm going to use it again because it's good. Standing inside the elevator is a totally suited up Mallory, the Ghostbuster, proton wand in hand. Little bit of smoke coming off of their uniform, like they've just been through some stuff. The elevator dings, and you see that they are in Stenson Tower on one of the upper floors. Not the most upper floor, but one of the upper floors. And there's a sign that says pool.
Bad time y'all got here. Took you so long. You've been fighting ghosts. And the electricity.
Electricity.
Are you saying that to the camera, or is the rest of us like?
I was gonna say the rest of the party is not there. You can say it to the camera if you want.
I like that it's to the. I like that it's to the.
I'm
camera.
practicing.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm like, man, I think I gotta lean into it a little more.
Yeah.
I gotta find a cigarette.
Yes. Oh, you can light it off with one of the smoking patches on your uniform. It'd be so cool. Oof.
The carcinogens.
They don't exist yet. They haven't been invented. It's the 80s.
They don't exist.
Yeah. Duh.
Nobody knows about that yet.
The only bad thing you have to worry about is the hole in the ozone layer, okay?
And the lead in the gas. But even that's debatable at this point.
It's fine for children. It's fine.
They'll bounce back.
So yeah, the elevator is open. You're on the floor. There's a sign that says pool with a little arrow. Do you head off in that direction or do something else?
Um, I'll go see. After all, I was informed that someone broke in, so don't want to let
You
them
were,
get away.
yeah. Um, you make your way over to the entrance to the pool area. The door is locked, but you can see there's lights. There's flickering light as if candlelight that you can see from I don't know, coming from like under the crack in the door.
Don't like that. I guess I proceed.
Well, the door's locked. What do you?
Oh, man, do I have anything?
You have a proton pack. That
The
will
best
probably
lockpick there
unlock
is.
it. But you could do a different thing too. The proton pack will not be very quiet. I'll point that out.
Yeah.
I kind of expect your character to have lockpicks. I don't know why,
It
but
tracks to me. Like,
or you could get like a credit card and try to jimmy
Ah,
it. I don't know. Those are just some ideas I had, but whatever you
yeah.
want to do.
We'll try the credit card first, because
Okay.
I don't know if she would have like actual lockpicks, but she gets into enough trouble. So like she's gotta have some kind of method. So do I need to
Right?
roll
So
something?
if you yes, so for the credit card method, you're gonna need to roll moves. I'm gonna need a 15. You can also choose to just spend brownie points to have it happen if you want.
Okay. I do have a talent for using tools.
Hey, there we go.
these ambiguous talents. Nerf. So OP.
Mhm.
I know, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can I
Borrow.
roll using tools?
Yeah.
Cool. What is that? A ghost die?
Uh-oh.
17 is a success. But a ghost die is a bad narrative thing. Ooh, there's so many things that could happen.
Oh, right.
You jimmy the door open. It swings inward, slowly and silently.
Okay.
You can see inside, past there's a short hallway. There's like some locker rooms, and then at the end of it, the entrance to the pool area. You can see the water ripples reflecting off the like playing on the walls, and the glow of candlelight, and you can hear chanting.
Okay, so actual candles.
Yes, actual candles.
And can I see the source of the chanting or
Not until you go a little farther down the hallway and peek around the corner.
okay. I will try to move very quietly and peek.
All right. You can do that. You don't have to roll for it.
All right. What do I see?
You see, sitting on the diving board, is Sophia Vladinoff.
Gasp.
Also on the diving board, multiple candles.
That seems just like a way to get burned.
Right. Well, it's okay if you start getting burned. You just jump off.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You're there's water right there. But yeah, so sitting
Obviously.
cross-legged, chanting some stuff, and the water, whatever ritual she's performing, the water is it's like bubbling and like frothing and stuff. It's like a witch's cauldron, except it's a swimming pool. So it's a really big witch's cauldron.
That is a very cool
Concern.
visual. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so much concern.
So much concern. It seems as though this ritual is very far along, as if it's about to be wrapped up. I actually give me 1 second. I want to check something in my notes. Da 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 da. Hold on. No, it's not there. It is the side quest notes. Okay. Yes. So the Book of the Dead is unfolded in front of her. She is reading from it.
Okay.
And it looks like this is no good, and this is reaching its crescendo. You have very little time to act before this finishes.
Okay. So let's see. What do I have? I have a proton pack. I have a gun with 1 bullet.
Ooh.
Last bullet. It was meant to be.
It's meant to be. I don't remember what my last equipment was. Oh, video camcorder. Cool. Hmm. See, are there any objects nearby me?
There are life preservers, and
Okay.
what else is out by the pool? Netting for when people do volleyball in the pool. So there's some of that. And what
Okay.
else would be by an indoor swimming pool?
Usually there's like the lifeguard floaty.
Yeah. Oh, the
Thingies.
tubes. The
Yeah,
big
the
tubes. There's big tubes. There's a bunch of those.
How fast can I get over to the diving board if I were to say swing a lifeguard tube to not preserve someone's life?
To be opposite
Yes.
of preserving someone's life.
Unpreserved.
Well, you're gonna have to run in the pool area, which, as you know, is strictly forbidden. Because you might
Do I
slip and
look like I
fall.
follow the rules?
Exactly, right?
True.
You see the sign
I'm
that says
so
no
cool.
running, and you just like spit at it or something.
You ash your cigarette on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm gonna point out is, yes, if you go into a full run, you can get there, but I'm gonna make you roll, and the downside is you could slip. If you fall
Okay.
into the water wearing a proton pack, I mean, you're not gonna die because you can't die in this game, but there might be bad consequences.
Okay. So would that be a moves or a cool?
That'd be a moose.
Even if I call upon the power of breaking the rules and running in a no running area?
No, I can't let you do that. But you can certainly spend brownie points. Don't get me wrong. You can always juice your roll if you want.
All right, it's worth doing. How many brownie points would I need to spend to succeed?
Oh, to auto succeed?
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Yeah, I'll spend 3. I'll
Sure.
go over there and swing my lifeguard noodle.
You're a giant pool noodle. So you grab a pool
These
noodle.
are dense.
They are. No, it's
I'm
true.
trying to knock her off into the water.
Sure.
With the book. In hopes
With
that
the book.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
she's holding it, right?
She is. Well, no, it's actually sitting in front of her. So
Okay.
there's a good
It's
chance that
all
if you
on-
knock her off, it'll, yeah.
It's on the diving board.
It's all on a diving board. It's not the most secure location. You run forward holding your pool noodle and swing it. Sophia is totally blindsided by this. Just did not know you were coming. Wasn't expecting a pool noodle. It's just
nobody expects the pool noodle.
Nope. It hits her. She immediately loses balance because she's on a freaking diving board and falls into the water with a splash. I'm gonna roll to see if the book also falls in, because like I said, it wasn't like she wasn't holding it, it was just in front of her. Oh, you know what? It doesn't. The book miraculously it like teeters on the edge, but it doesn't slide all the way off.
Okay.
You see when she's like wait, falls into the water with a splash, and some of the candles do too, and they go out. And for a second, all the candlelight is extinguished, right, because of that. And the only light is this ghostly glow from the water of the pool as it bubbles and boils. Well, I mean, it's not actually boiling, but it's like bubbling. It's very carbonated. And the and you hear this strange howl as if coming from beyond the grave. and suddenly the water in the pool completely freezes over.
Hmm. That doesn't seem great. Sophia, what did you do?
She's under the water. She's in the frozen
I'm yelling
pool.
at her under the water.
Sophia, you just start
What did I
hitting.
do?
What did you do?
Okay, do I think that she's just straight up like evil, or do I toss her? Do I think she's like enough of a person that I want her to not like die? So I toss her the life noodle.
Well, right now she's under the ice. You can't see her at all. The
Oh,
whole pool
oh.
froze over entirely. Now the question is she trapped under the ice trying to get out? You don't know. It's kind of opaque.
Well, that's
the
really dark.
it's yeah.
Ooh. Uh,
I mean, if she needed to go away, this is the most like 80s cartoon safe way to be like, and she's down to the picture
I
anymore.
don't know what happened to her.
She's frozen. We can rethaw her later.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
True.
true.
Okay. I'll ready my proton pack, but I don't have like gear to see if there's anything spooky happening here
Oh,
necessarily.
that's true. That's true. Okay. There's also the book is still sitting on the diving board.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I will at least look at it and see what it was open to.
This is or actually it's a spell. But I don't know if you would immediately know what exactly it does.
Okay.
You could roll to find out. I was gonna just be like, oh yeah, but then I'm like, wait, no, this is in a strange ancient language. Why would you just
Me, an archaeologist?
That's true. You are an archaeologist.
Wait, isn't this the Egyptian?
Yes.
The book in Egyptian?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't I already like read from it?
Isn't it canon that she knows how to read these hieroglyphics?
Yeah. I forgot that was a whole thing.
Can I ask a clarifying question for my own headcanon here?
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm sure like many of you, when I think of the Book of the Dead, I'm thinking of the exact same book from the 1999 classic masterpiece, The Mummy, where the book pages are like solid gold things that you flip.
Yeah.
Is this like that, or is this paper? So it's really irresponsible to put it above a swimming pool. Like,
I'm gonna point out that the 1995 classic or 1999 classic, The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, came out in 1999, meaning that it is not an 80s movie, so I cannot reference it.
Correct,
so...
but you can still make it look like that. We just don't know that.
No,
okay, so
we haven't come out yet.
All right, so this is literally she had a paper book on a diving board above the swimming pool.
Look,
all right, I just want to make sure. So
she's
if anything,
a wizard. It would have
the
been
worst
fine.
wizard, irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
It belongs in a museum.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, but okay. So if you grab the book, pull it off the diving board, and take a look at it. This particular passage is about it is about how do I put this? Breaking bindings or freeing something.
Don't like that generally. So breaking, not actually trapping something. So it wasn't like
the opposite of trapping. Yeah, the opposite of trapping something.
I don't know what to do with it.
You don't have to do anything with it. I'm just giving you the information. You can choose to do whatever. I assume you want to hold on to the book though, not just leave it here.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yeah, there's as you're standing there being like, where did this person go? Suddenly now it's like very dark in this room. And suddenly the lights flicker on up above. They do that thing like from in the museum where everything gets really dark
Right.
for a second, then the lights flicker on. And when they do, you look and the pool looks totally normal, not frozen. No, you don't see any candles floating in the water. Just looks absolutely normal chlorinated pool water.
Not
Nobody's in it.
carbonated.
Not carbonated.
Ooh. I'm not concerned. You're concerned. Well, that's weird. So let's see. All of that stuff went away. Do I still have the book?
You still have the book.
Okay. I guess I will leave.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, that was the problem of that ghost die, right? I was like, well, there was going to be a longer clock on this, but you rolled the ghost die, so everything gets really accelerated.
Oh.
The as you're turning to walk away, you notice another strange light coming from not within the building, but outside, along the skyline. Of Going over to the large glass windows, there is an apartment building that is glowing a strange green color. And there's like some lightning arcing off of it. Looks pretty supernatural. Like on a scale of like 1 to 10, it's like an 11 supernatural.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I guess I record it.
Sure. Get that video camera out. Start rolling. But yeah, it's like an apartment building. You have a good view of it because this tower is so high. You have a good view of like a lot of the city. It's a couple dozen stories maybe apartment building. Brownstone.
Okay.
Pretty eerie that it's doing that. And looks like you could get to it pretty easily if you needed to.
Okay.
I'll point out you have your stolen van outside if you
It's
want.
true. That I stole for normal reasons.
Normal. I'm sorry, your borrowed van.
Borrowed. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Borrowed.
An important distinction in the terms of the West End Ghostbusters game.
Mhm.
Yes.
True.
But yeah, you can record it on your camera. This is some prime spectral phenomenon that you're getting right now.
Excellent. That's what I'm here for.
Anything
Brownstone
else you'd
incident
like
of
to do?
86. What?
The Brownstone is there. But is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think that is super solid for now.
All right, we're gonna cut to, and now it's nighttime, right? We're gonna cut to the highway exit into New York City as the Winnebago is going in to the city. You finally made it back to NYC, and you see there is a strange otherworldly glow coming from an apartment building.
Do we recognize this apartment building? Have we been there?
You haven't been there before.
Okay.
No.
Understood. Yeah, I think Maurice like calls over his shoulder and just says I mean normally I would offer to drop you off first, Vince. I believe there's a little bit of an emergency. And, we are on a retainer. So the longer it takes for us to take you back, the more lucrative our job is. So don't mind if we're going to be double dipping here. Oh! And like immediately like takes the exit to like go in the direction of the parking or of this apartment complex.
You take like a hard right and like cut somebody off.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They start honking at you. Yeah.
It's the cabbie. It's the cabbie that normally like escorts Mallory around because it's a Saturday morning cartoon. You can't just you have to reuse character assets if you have them. You can't just make a new car. Don't be ridiculous.
Or you palette swap him, one of the two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Guy shakes his hand at you angrily because he can't do the actual hand gesture he would be doing because this is a kid's show.
Yep.
Um, uh, you begin heading in that direction. Let's see here. Yeah. You're heading there. I don't know how much traffic you would hit. Probably not actually that much because it's
Later in the evening. I think once we get closer to it, we might have to like deal with people like either running from the building or
That's
like
true. Yeah.
forming like a man-made barrier. Like I imagine it's kind of like the videos that we saw of when Pokemon Go first came out, and there was a Vaporeon in Central Park, and people were just like flooding out of their homes across the street to get to it. It was wild times.
What a time, man.
What a time. People wanted to
The
go
summer
outside.
Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Nothing's
Been
been the
as
same
good since
since.
there. Yeah. I've just which more further convinces me that Indoor and I are actually the same person.
Yeah. Have you ever seen us in the same place at the same time?
You haven't.
Oh.
You haven't.
No.
This could be pre-recorded. Nobody knows.
You don't know. We're that good at our mimicking what
Yep.
the other one's gonna say because we're the same person. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's all pre-recorded. So we drive.
You drive. Yeah, you head down there. You get to the building. This brownstone is located at the corner of 34th and Lexington.
Yep, it is, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Oh no.
Love that for me.
Whoops.
For
Just staring at my notes right now.
Yep.
the for those new to the show, there was a call that the Ghostbusters got on at episode 1 that was
Episode 1.
that was from this building about a problem, and they were just like, nah, there's other stuff we gotta deal with. It's fine. And they just
I mean, we had to decipher the voicemail first, so we had to
That's
get the
true.
technology to do it.
the whole
Look,
thing.
this voicemail also wasn't giving us thousands of dollars every day to go find a missing person. I'm just
true.
throwing that out there.
It was just
True.
a little girl in danger.
But where's the money in that?
Where's the money in that?
You know what? We didn't know. I don't think we knew it was a little girl when we got the
No.
answering machine.
No, not
'Cause it
until
was
we
garbled.
deciphered it. Yeah.
Yeah, not till you discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
You can get there. The question that I need to ask to Mallory is Mallory also going to head towards that building, or are they going to do something else? Because if you're going to go investigate something else, that's fine, but I just want to know like what your character is up to in this space of time.
I think I would go up to investigate with my camcorder.
Okay. Drive in your borrowed van to
Mhm.
34 Lexington. So if you choose to do that, the party's also going there. Mallory has a much shorter trip because they're already in the city. So the Winnebago pulls up, and there are people that are starting to gather to be like, whoa, what the heck is this? And yeah, it's just this weird like a glowing like vaporous mist that is just coming off of the building. It's like visual psychic phenomenon. So it's if Ted, if you take out your little doohickey, you're you know what it is.
I do know. Go ahead. Keep going though, Ghostmaster. Please
Little
immerse me in this world.
That little wand there. If you take it out, it goes beep and boop, and you're getting the you're getting the PKE reading of this building, and it's like you're looking at the reader and you're looking at the building. You're like, oh, it's like I can see the emanation, the psychic emanations, and so it's like you don't need the reader because you can physically see them. Which is pretty abnormal. Readings are pretty high. Readings are pretty high.
Bury the needle.
And yeah, people are starting to like not enough that you have to like push through, but there are people that are starting to form outside, being like, "Whoa, cool."
Wait, I have a question. So, is Ted the only one who can see, like, basically like visual PKE meter, or are all of us able to see that? Because I know that
No,
Ted.
everyone's able
Oh,
to see
okay,
it.
because I know that Ted has like been seeing visions of other ghost things, so I didn't know if this was like being
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I
in
have seen. I
tune.
stared
Because like
into
in
the
the same
void.
because like in the same vein, like is Natalie feeling weird being near
Um,
this?
Honestly, that would be
you know
great if the
what?
two of them did, and Maurice is like, I don't know, I feel a little rumbly. Like,
Wait, those nuts are doing some
oh,
weird things to your
it's
stomach.
they are days old and have been just sitting in a pocket. Like,
Yeah. But uh, but no. Natalie gets a weird kind of like psychic vibration off of this, but you've noticed that like now you've gotten into the city, you're kind of just getting low level static of this weird feeling in your
Mhm.
head. And it's like a little stronger now that you're getting closer to this building, but it feels like the whole city is giving you like just a little bit of background noise of this vibe,
Mhm.
which is not great. But
Not great.
it's not great. It's not painful, but it's concerning.
Yeah, like why is it doing that?
Um, but yeah, that's how it would be. That the experience would be slightly different for you in that way. But otherwise, yes, everybody sees the same thing. Oh, and as you're doing that, a van pulls up that has the production company markings of the movie studio for the New Jersey movie shoot. Oh, I should also say, the van has movie equipment in it, so technically you have a vehicle that has like lights and sound equipment, and like hydraulics for one of this big effect thing that they were doing.
Oh,
So
hydraulics,
you just
fancy.
have those extra supplies in case there's any reason why you'd want to use them. You technically have them.
All right, let me put that in my notes.
Yeah. But that van pulls up, and out of it steps Mallory.
Hey guys, where it took you so long?
Oh, just
and your jumpsuit
finding
is
a
like,
missing person.
and your jumpsuit's like burned and like has like clear like just got done ghost busting markings on it. Incredible.
I'm not pulling off my suaveness as well as I practiced for.
Oh, I think it's
Um,
pretty good. I was like, I think you say that, then you turn to the camera and just like wink.
uh, yeah. Well, it's good that you got here. I sorry I didn't leave a note or anything, but I got paged and had to book it. That archaeologist lady
Mm.
at it again, but I took care of it. Don't worry.
Took care of?
What does that mean?
Yeah, Maurice's eyebrows raise, remembering that you have a gun.
Yeah, I was gonna
Turn
say
this to
like,
the camera.
uh,
You could say that she got put on ice. She's out cold.
told her to
No.
chill out.
Yeah, she told her to cool out.
What was she doing?
I don't know. She was like on a diving board above a pool with candles and a book, which is just like it makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. Trying to um release something that was contained, but like
Like in the book? Or was she up there reading TV Guide and you just decided to toss her into water?
oh no. She's reading the Book of the Dead.
You can like pull it out of your pack. You're like,
Oh,
oh,
this
just
thing.
read
Like
it."
this
Oh,
one?
yeah, I just have it.
Super
Yeah.
casually.
This
Yeah.
is-
Uh,
Yeah,
It's like rolled up in your
right, I
back
picked it up.
pocket. Like,
That's so wild.
well, yeah, especially since Gestures to Car, where Vince is, has been integrating stuff from that into circuits, and that's what's causing all of these things to go haywire. It's Book of the Dead passages turned into modern science. I guess it's good that we have it now,
Yeah,
and other people
I'll
don't.
say. I think so.
Are you okay?
I'm great.
You're like singed, or
Don't worry about it.
well, you look so cool. Why would I bother second guessing? Let's get something's going on here. PKE readings are off the chart.
And the entire city feels just a little funny, which I don't like.
Maurice is in the background, like setting up like a little like a stop barricade. Like it's not gonna stop a tow truck or anything like that, but really just like making a little space around their van like they normally do when they arrive at a ghost scene.
Right.
Very good. A man runs out of the building. He's got a polo shirt. He's middle-aged. Kind of, he's a little greasy looking. He's got a cigar. And he's just like looking up at the building. He's looking around. He's very distraught. And he sees you folks and he's like, "Are you them Ghoulbusters?"
It's Ghostbusters, but close enough.
Yeah, no, he's like, "Something's gone real wrong in my building. Real wrong. I don't know what it is. But I'm glad you guys are here."
Sir, does your building have a history of psychic turbulence?
He's just like,
You may be entitled to financial compensation.
No, that's how we get paid. No financial compensation here.
But don't worry,
No
sir.
job is too big, no fee is too big. Please, sir, continue.
Because we are ready to believe you.
He's just like, well, I bought the place and there had been some weird stuff that happened here in the 70s, I heard, but I didn't notice anything strange about it until just today when the whole place lit up like a dang Christmas tree. Or actually it's green, right? Lit up like dang St. Patrick's Day over here. It's something's real weird. I heard all sorts of noises coming from the 13th floor, but I tried taking the elevator there. I can't get up there. I tried taking the stairs. I can't get up there. Something's real bad.
Typical 13th floor. Got it.
Mhm.
All right.
Pretty standard stuff, yeah.
Did you see? You didn't see anything.
No, but I heard some things. I heard scary sounds.
Got it. I see. And then I'll be like, stand still for 1 second. I'm going to scan this guy with the PKE meter real quick, make sure he's good.
He's clean.
Not a ghost. Oh, yeah, he's clean. All right. He's clean. I say.
He's like, oh, thank goodness.
The rest
he was worried.
Of the group.
He was like, I don't have any radiation on me, do I? Whew.
No, sir. This definitely checks for radiation, and you're clean. Pan back to the Geiger counter sitting on the coin cave table. Like, oops.
Turns out he is actually highly radioactive.
Ooh. Time to go to work.
All right, let's suit up. What do we? So we have all the stuff that we took with us to New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To sift
We didn't
through.
expend anything. We didn't fill any traps, did we, in Jersey?
I don't think so.
No, so we're good. And
yeah, I
nobody's
still
equipment
got a
broke,
walkie, a proton pack, and then my scuba gear.
Scuba gear.
Should have gone to the pool, Maurice. You would have had to use the pool with the scuba gear.
Maurice is like obviously like the one time it could have been useful.
All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep the PKE meter, the trap, and the proton pack that I have, and start heading up the stairs.
Right.
I guess.
You get into the building. The building supervisor sort of like he doesn't want to like actually go inside because he's clearly too afraid, but he keeps pointing in the direction of like where the elevator and the stairs are. He's like, you just go into the lobby and take a right, you'll see it. Can't miss it.
And what floor did you say the problems were on again? 13?
13.
Maurice knows that proper safety code is that you should take the stairs and not the elevator. So he just has like heavy proton pack on, all of his scuba gear. Resigns himself to just like steadily start trudging up. Before he leaves though, he will, because we have 2 walkies, right? Like we made the decision to have 2 walkies.
We did.
We did. However, that being said, I believe that Natalie, you had taken your walkie. Because you had your walkie on you when we were doing ghost related stuff, right? That's how we were able to communicate back and
that's
forth?
how we're communicating
Okay.
on both sides of the screen, as it were.
Maurice will offer to leave his walkie with Vince, because Vince is outside still in the van. So if anything starts happening that's weird outside,
He'll see it.
He'll see it before we do. So I'm going to leave my walkie with Vince, and I'm going to take a trap. So I'll have a proton pack, a trap, and then my scuba gear. You got to keep... It's just the essentials.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that
All right.
is what Maurice is doing.
Everybody knows what they're taking? Everybody ready to go
Mhm.
up the staircase? Nobody's taking the
boy.
elevator, to be sure. Just
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
Stick with the stairs.
Now I don't get to do my elevator scenario. So
Oh.
let's the party heads up the stairs. It's a long trudge. It looks the building, the lower floors of the building seem like deserted, like the people evacuated them when all of this weird stuff started going on. You get to 13, or rather you get to 12, right? And then you're like, oh cool, we're almost there. And then you start walking up to 13, and you get to, you know how it's like going around, and there's a door, and then there's another door above. You know how stairwells work. Everyone knows how stairwells work. When you get to the door 12 is there. When you go up to the next landing, the door says 14.
I go down and like scan around with the PKE meter to see if there's some weird non-existent platform, because it's just one landing to one landing.
There's definitely, as you're walking down the stairs between the 2 platforms, the PKE meter does a weird thing where like it jumps, like when you're like halfway up the stairs. Like there's some weird blip that's going on there.
I'll just like point at the wall. I'll be like, it's a pretty common thing to not have a 13th floor, because that's like a old superstitious thing. But the
building supervisor said there was a 13th floor.
That's why I'm confused. Unless it's
Maurice calls up from like 2 floors down, like huffing so hard, red in the face. Just, does the lobby count as floor 1?
I mean, that it's kind of a good call.
Well, there's definitely
the call that we got,
Spike
the voicemail.
right here.
Yeah, the problem, at least from the voicemail we got, was in apartment 12C. Maybe we should go there.
I mean, it can't be a coincidence that it's the same building.
Yeah.
She said on the thing that it was her upstairs neighbor. If problems on 13th floor, go to her house, bust through the roof, and then we climb up into his apartment. And like Maurice like is so glad to look and sees that he's at floor 12. Like, he doesn't have to go another flight up.
No, we'll just have to climb later. It's fine.
I was really hoping that Maurice would go up the extra flight and be like, I overshot it. Then it's just
No,
then
no.
goes back to
He gets to that 12th floor, and you see that he takes out, like, the oxygen mask from the scuba gear and just... like, just needs some fresh air really fast.
oh no.
12C it is.
We'll see.
Open up that door.
You go onto the 12th floor. There are 4 apartments on this floor. A through D. And the PKE meters like going up here. You definitely got a weird feeling. The whole place feels off. Gives you goosebumps. As you're walking down the floor. Suddenly you hear from behind you brains. You turn around. There's like a dozen zombies right there.
Oh.
Just walking down the hallway. And they're just they're your classic I want you to think of like fun cartoony zombies, like the kind of zombies you'd see in this cartoon show, or if anyone played the popular mobile game Plants vs. Zombies, they've got like that vibe to them, right?
Okay.
Like a big eye.
Yeah, they're rotting, but in like a comical way. It's not like
an arm falls off onto the ground and then just the fingers pulling it forward.
Yeah. Or like he's saying like Brett. His arm falls off. Mm-hmm. He's like brains?
I think I think Maurice would probably say, "You won't find any of those here, friend." And like he'll like have his proton pack at the ready.
Sure. There's like I said, there's it's like this perfectly calm, normal looking hallway, except if the entrance from the stairwell is at like the center, right? You walk in, you turn left, normal looking hallway, you turn right, and there's just, like I said, like a dozen zombies like lumbering towards you down the other end of the hallway. So apartments C and D are blocked off by a dozen zombies. Apartments A and B are totally in the open and you can get to them. And yeah, you can start blasting or do something else. These zombies are not particularly fast. They look threatening, and they're saying brains, which I mean, we assume we know what that means. But there's still gonna be a minute before I get to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, my brain is just like blast through them. That's what my brain.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, we could try, but they're a little corporeal, don't you think?
Are they blocking our
anything.
way to room C?
Yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's like if you're at the center of this hallway, C and D are blocked off by a horde of zombies. A and B are still accessible because it's the other. It's to your left, right?
Feel like zombie goo in a hallway. Less money, I think, busting through multiple walls to get to. I mean, granted, we're rich after this job with Vince, so I guess we could afford to pay for some new drywall.
Brains.
Well, they're not moving.
Brains?
Wait.
Brains.
They aren't moving particularly fast.
Brains.
How would you gauge their reflexes? Because we might just be able to bowl through these guys.
Brains.
Oh.
Brains.
Yeah. So Maurice will ask Mallory's help. Because Mallory, you got a multi-tool. He'll like open up one of the doors or like kick in a door. If he can, And you use if you use your multi-tool, you could take the door off the hinges and we could just shield rush our way through.
Let's do it.
All
That
right.
sounds like a fun idea.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Why not?
In Maurice's mind, he's like, this will be the thing that makes Steve Ditka recognize me. Like, all we have to do is go for a play-by-play with the Bears defense and we're fine.
This
What could go
series
wrong?
needs to end with the 80s movie, like Where Are They Now, like text blurbs, and Maurice is like, Maurice got like
season
box
tickets.
seats to
No. No, he has
Oh my gosh.
he has season tickets for the Bears. But even with all of his money and everything that he has, it's still up in the nosebleeds on like the opposite team's side. Like,
and there's like there's like the freeze frame picture of him sitting there still being very excited, and like his kid sitting there being like, oh, I can't believe you have such terrible tickets.
the freeze frame of him eating a hot dog, but it's all spilling out of the end
Yeah,
onto
there
his
you go.
stuff.
Man,
Yeah.
just unfortunate.
So anyway, you're gonna try and take a door off its hinges,
Yeah.
and
Just
which
use
door are
it.
you taking?
Whichever one's closest, I guess.
The stairwell door, I
Sure.
guess.
Yeah, that's not a
It's
fire
a big
hazard.
door. It's less of a fire hazard now because there's nothing blocking the way to egress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. I'm gonna say that you have enough time to take the door off its hinges as these zombies are getting to you. But rushing through them using the door as a shield, I'm going to need a muscles roll
Okay.
for that.
How many brownie points would you say? Or at least to like lay it flat over some zombies to make a ramp, because we have one of our team members who's very good at running. So we could just like run over them possibly.
Okay. Let's see. To bull rush your way all the way through and not incur any additional rolls would be, gosh, there's a dozen zombies. Maybe like 5. To make a ramp that then someone can run over some zombies, and they'll still have to make a roll to get to their destination, but it won't be as difficult. 3.
What are we feeling? 5 or 3? I'll my treat. I'll pay.
My treat.
I mean, if you got
I'll do
if you got
5.
the points to spend,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All
I'm
right.
a little low.
Yeah. Maurice, he knows that like the hallway is long enough, like just barely, I would say, that like you can flip the door sideways. So that way it's like a long bar rushing forward. So he is just gonna he's gonna use all of his pent up strength. You know, he's been snacking on nuts the whole way here. He's
Protein.
The protein.
Fueled.
The protein.
Yeah, he does the like Popeye thing where he flips open
Oh,
the
my
like
God.
the little like flap that he has on his coat, pours some nuts in, just rushes forward with it.
All his muscle mass redistributes.
Yeah. He looks super strong for like all of 5 frames. Or it's like you see him breathe in and do that and then exhale and it all goes back to normal and like, okay, let's go.
Let's go. Very good. You do that. You rush forward, pushing through the zombies like a football player. And the zombies are all pushed back, and you can just see like their arms, their rotten green arms just reaching out from like over the top of the thing. It's your brains.
They are so much more wet than you think that they will be.
Brains. One of them is like Bran, and then another one's like, "Damn it, Jerry!" Hits him. Brains, brains. And yeah, and you're able to push them all back, and you can get to apartment C.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he's like waits for the others to get into apartment C, and then like one final push as he lets it go, and then rushes back in.
Well, you get to the door of apartment C.
Mm-hmm.
Who tries the door?
Oh, try the door.
Oh, go for it.
It's locked.
Oh. Motions to Mallory. I have a feeling you're
I want my
gonna
credit
open this.
card.
Got a
Am I able
Diners
to open
Club
it?
here? Let's see. Are you able to open it? You could try to roll to use your card to jimmy the lock if you want. You could also just knock. I'm just gonna say, just yeah, if you wanted.
I will take out my credit card and go up and give it a knock.
And you you hear a woman's voice being like, "Oh no, you're not gonna trick me again. You swap brains."
Ma'am, I don't have brains. No worries.
The CC said that you don't have parents.
I don't have brains.
No worries.
No worries.
The
It's
Solomonic
fine.
seal
I
registers
am
fine,
okay.
but brains, parents, clearly.
Yeah, the woman's like, "Oh, you do seem to be talking in complete sentences. So maybe you're not one of them." And she like cracks the door open. You can tell that she still has the little lock chain on.
Mhm.
And there's like, like a 40-year-old woman who opens the door, looks at you, and she's like, "Oh, and that you're not them." And she like kind of looks over to the side and sees that you're like holding off a dozen zombies. And she's like, "Oh," and she like unlocks the door really quickly and like ushers you to come in.
Thank you.
Shut that door behind us.
Yep.
Mhm.
All the
Yeah, she
locks.
puts on all those locks. She gets a table that she had propped against the door and like pushes that back into place. And as soon as everybody's in, yeah, you can hear the zombies being like brains, brains, and just like hitting the door, but not like with a huge amount of strength. It's more they're sort of slapping at it. Yeah.
Gently patting the door.
Gently patting the door. They want those brains, but they're not that riled up about it.
Just
That's not for another couple decades.
Yeah. Oh, she says, she's like, "Oh, I don't know what the heck is going on here. I'm Diane." And it's just this this just started. I don't know. It's these things are just showing up, and sometimes they're there, and sometimes they're not.
ghosts?
I mean, whatever they are, I assume they were zombies. Right? We're zombies, brain.
Are zombies a kind of ghost?
Ooh, maybe. You hear from outside. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Very
Brains.
self-aware.
Are you available for an interview?
Brain. One of them's like, "Yes, we're only paid in brains, though."
Oh, well.
Yeah, you all got any extra brains?
Unfortunately, no.
Maurice
I'm
actively
fresh
shakes
out.
his head.
Worth a shot.
There's you notice that there is someone watching you from down the hallway. There's like a little girl who's like peeking her head around the corner, and then when she sees you notice her, she ducks back into the room.
Who is that strange little girl?
Diana's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's just my daughter, Carol Ann. Carol Ann, it's okay. These people are all right. They're not trying to. I don't think they want brains. I think they're against eating brains."
Yeah,
Generally.
no brains. We'd love to talk to you though.
And the girl's like, "Are you the Ghostbusters?"
Yes.
We are.
You
And
betcha.
she's like, "Yay!" And then she runs down the hallway and like gives the first one of you she sees a hug.
Oh.
We're celebrities.
The Ghostbusters are here. Ah, I'm so glad you came. My neighbor is being such a jerk, and now everything's gone bad.
It's
What do
your
you mean?
upstairs neighbor, yeah?
Sean, he's the worst. And Diane's like, don't say that about Sean. Carol Ann, be nice. And Carol Ann's
What's
like,
Sean
no,
doing?
mommy, I told you. Sean's a jerk, and now there are green men outside, and they're bad. And also, my closet is scary.
Oh, a
Where's
lot to
your
unpack
closet?
there.
There's a
Yeah.
lot to unpack
Show
there.
us your closet, sweetie. What's going on? Let's see what this is.
Is it like a disorganization thing?
Diane's like, any other day I would have just said, honey, that you need to calm down. But these are extreme circumstances, so let's go check it out. Uh,
Don't
and
worry, man. We get this kind of thing all the time.
yeah, she's like, she might do it because Carol Ann's pretty young. She's
Mhm.
like, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Okay.
So the mom is like kind of half holding her, at that awkward age where you can still sort of pick up your kids, but you sort of can't.
Mhm.
And Diane definitely doesn't want to let go of her daughter at any point. But they go over to the bedroom, and you see that it looks like a normal child's bedroom. There's a bunch of toys all over the place. And yeah, there's a closet. The door's closed.
Hmm.
All right. Well, why don't you two stay here, and we'll go check the closet.
Diane's like, oh, okay, sure. And she also is gonna grab one of you, like whichever one of you is the last one to go into the room.
Probably Maurice.
Maurice,
Yeah.
grab you by the arm and just say like, it. I'm really worried about some of our other neighbors. Are you going to be able to help them? I think they might also be trapped in their rooms too, but I haven't been able to talk to them.
And Maurice just sort of like looks at her and says, there are a lot of people outside on the ground floor. I'm sure your neighbors got out just fine.
She's like, oh gosh, I hope so. I mean, Mrs. Faversham in 12A is, she's just an old woman.
Maurice like kind of pauses and says, she got the same kind of locks you got on your door.
She's like, yeah, I think so. She's just like not all there. I'm afraid that if someone was knocking, asking for brains, she might open the door for them. She's not, ever since her husband died. That's
Maurice is like hearing more of this sob story. Just, I'll check on the old woman for you.
She's like, oh, thank you so much. The
He points into the room with the other Ghostbusters and just says, Natalie, stay away from the closet. Last closet you got near, we had to chase you out of the ghost zone.
Out of the what?
Yeah. Long story, but I got transported to the ghost realm, which was maybe a horror movie, maybe both. Unclear. But we made it back. That's where Vince was.
Oh.
Because
Oh.
as it turns out, he'll like in the most like serious, put together, like Ghostbustery you've ever seen, Maurice. I got an old woman who needs help. Like proton pack up, look at this like single mother and daughter, and just don't worry, we're on the case.
Ma'am, can you call them? Do you have their number? Have you tried calling them?
Oh no, I have. The phones are dead.
Okay.
Fair
enough.
Yeah. So yeah,
I go to the closet.
You go to the closet.
Yeah.
Ted
Maurice is heading to the old woman.
Maurice heads to the old woman's apartment. Maurice, how are you gonna get there?
Hope for the what he'll do, he hates this, the fire escape. He will go exit the window, fire escape up to the next floor, in through their window, out of their apartment, stairwell, back down, out, and then circle around.
Ooh, that's complicated.
Oh yeah, he hates it.
Oh.
But if there's one thing that he enjoys doing, it's doing it for the kids.
Yes. You can I'm gonna say that Maurice can totally do that, and it's fine. And there is this weird mist clinging to the outside of the building that makes you feel lightheaded and kind of woozy.
So you're
And
saying
you
that the air outside is not breathable. Thankfully, I have this large tank with breathable oxygen in it as I use my scuba mask and scuba gear to safely breathe while I do this.
Yeah. So as you're heading out, Diane is about to say, like, oh no, you can't go out that way. We tried. There's something weird about the air. And then you're like, you pick up that and you go commando style, just like get outside, shimmy up. I'm gonna say, even though this isn't how this would actually be set up, just to make things a little easier, the fire escapes connect so that you don't have to like go to the next floor and then go down.
Okay.
And all that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, so you can get over to the escape with apartment A on it. You don't get disoriented and have to roll to avoid falling.
Thank God.
You wouldn't die. You can't die in this game. But
I did use a lot of brownie points to get us here.
But you're able to get there. You enter into this old lady's apartment, what you believe to be 12A, as the rest of the party heads towards this closet. Who's opening the closet? What does this look like here?
I'll do it.
I'm not afraid of closets. I'm gonna let Ted open it.
Yeah, I will put the PKE meter away. I will draw the proton wand. And what are we talking about? Are we talking about traditional door, bifold?
This traditional door.
Okay. So then I will wand in one hand, other hand on the doorknob, turn the doorknob so it like releases, and then like pull it out a little bit, and then open it the rest of the way with proton wand. Fling it open.
You pull it open, and as soon as it opens, you just hear this torrent of wind, and there's this burst of light, and you just see from within the closet just a white void. And wind, really strong wind pulling at you to pull you into this space. It's and then cutting to Maurice steps into a very nicely decorated kitchen. There's a tea kettle, and the tea kettle starts going off, like just as you're stepping inside. And an old lady waddles in. It's like, oh, my tea. And she sees you, and she's like, oh, hello, young man. Would you like some tea?
Maurice sort of like slicks his hair back a little bit after being called young man. And just says, ma'am, I am a Ghostbuster, and I am here to assist, and I would love some tea.
She looks at you. She has these really thick Coke bottle glasses and like gray, like a beehive hairdo.
Oh, yeah. There's like pencils and stuff in it.
Yeah. And she like looks at you like very strangely, like she doesn't understand what you're talking about. And she's like, and she looks you up and down. And she's like, you're the repairman. Yes, my TV is on the fritz. You need to come and fix it.
Of course, man.
It's just in here. It's just it. I'll pour you some tea and then you can fix the television. My soaps aren't coming in properly.
Ma'am, I'm not sure how soap is supposed to come through a television.
Yeah, Maurice is walking, like, is being, I'm sure, like, ushered into her living room, and like all the furniture is like covered in plastic.
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
yes,
it
is.
has to be. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's the whole rest of the party opens this door to a vortex, to some other dimension that they're about to be sucked into, and you're just like walking into the living room of this old lady who needs you to fix her television, and I think that's where we're gonna take a break.
Nice.
This is perfect opportunity. So we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly take a word from our sponsors. And we'll see you all shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon.
The Really Real Ghostbusters will return after these messages. We now return to the Really Real Ghostbusters.
Hold on. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the soft opening. This is the pilot of the open. All I'm saying is, DHL, if you want to sponsor us, figure your shit out. I'm tired of it. Either figure out if you're leaving my package at my door or at the package depot at my apartment complex or in my mailbox, but don't make me guess. Don't make me figure it out and roll a die every time you show up. Yeah, DHL is balls. Thanks, Koss. Anyways, welcome back to the show, everybody. We're playing Ghostbusters. 3 of our party members are in front of a spooky door that is attempting to bring them into an alternate reality. And Maurice is helping an old woman. Lex, take us away.
Old woman fix her television.
Yeah, which is more terrifying, honestly.
Which is where let's start with the less interesting subplot. Everyone is being sucked into an alternate dimension. Please, I need rolls from the Ghostbusters in Carol Ann's bedroom to see if you can grab onto something and not get sucked into the closet.
So is that like moves or like?
Let's see. You could make an argument for moves or muscles.
Okay. I roll moves. I'm gonna do it.
Look at this. I should have also said what the.
Could I argue that I could attempt to run away from being sucked in?
Gonna run as hard as I can in the other
The
direction.
other direction, yeah.
I mean, he's really
If
good.
the
at
answer
running.
is no, that's fine. We have to use these ambiguous talents whenever they come up.
Well,
No,
was
I
saying,
understand.
Natalie, you got dodge, right?
Yeah.
You dodge the portal to the closet.
I was like, I don't know
Time to
about that
run.
one.
The gravity vortex? Yeah, you know what? It's a cartoon, Ted, so sure. You can do that.
All right, it gets me.
So I was gonna set the roll at 10. Ted, for you, with your cartoon logic, you can have a 15.
Damn it. Cartoon logic has foiled me.
We just need that
Or not.
sound effect.
Yeah, you know the one. Everybody.
Yeah.
The bongos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did all
Okay.
I succeed? It's the other way around this time.
It is the other way
Everyone
around this
else
time.
goes, I don't.
So Natalie with a 14 is able to grab onto something like the bedpost or what have you. It is not sucked in. But Ted, we have the funny bongo sounds, and you're just like running in place for a second, and then you get sucked in. And Mallory is just caught completely flat-footed and is also sucked in. Both fly into the closet. Let's see, what does Natalie do in response to this?
I mean, I'm trying to look at like my tech too, because like I brought a walkie-talkie, a trap, and a proton pack. So there's not too much that I can do realistically. I'm trying to weigh the odds if I would be more helpful out here or just going with them at this point, wherever they're going. You know what? No, I think it's still actively like trying to pull anything into the portal at this point. Okay.
It's still sucking.
Is there anything that could like instead of like just closing the door, because I don't really want to do that, is there anything that can put like in front of it so like no one else is gonna like go through it? But I'm not like just like closing the door and making it unable for them to maybe get out if they can do that.
Yeah, there's like you could push the dresser towards it or something. I imagine that like since it's a child's dresser, if you like flipped it over on its side, then it could create like a partial barricade. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and try to do that.
You like inch along the wall, push the dresser out, and you just have to like push it out a little bit, and it kind of then the gravity force sort of grabs it and it moves on its own for the rest of the way. And yeah, it sort of like jams in there. So yeah, there's still a vortex pulling at you, but it's much weaker now because it's partially blocked off by this dresser.
Very good. Very good.
And you hear Carol Ann going, "No, oh no."
Don't worry, this happened to me literally yesterday, and I came back. We're professionals. We've got this.
Oh, okay. So are you going to try to, now you can move around the room a little more freely. It's still like
Mhm.
kind of difficult, but you're not like worried about getting sucked into it. What do you want to do?
I mean, is there anything else off about this room, or is it just the elephant in
No,
the room here?
just the portal vortex in the closet.
Okay.
Only that.
Because I also did want to investigate. You said the TV was being scary, and that I don't think we got to ask this, but why you think Sean is a jerk.
Like how you're just like, yeah, you just walk out of the bedroom and close the door. You can still hear muffled like the wind
They got
going in
this.
there. And it's like they'll be fine. And yeah, Caroline's like, "Oh, well, whenever Sean watches his scary movies, he plays them too loud and they're scary and I hear screams from his room above mine and it's scary and I can't go to sleep."
Hmm. Yeah, that is a rude thing to do, huh?
Yeah. My mom tells him to turn it down, but he won't.
Acceptable.
Yep.
Unacceptable. So that's all you called this for? Is there anything else like going on?
She's just like, "Oh, the let's see." She's like, "Oh, all of the scary stuff. Sean watches his scary stuff and then I see it sometimes in the
Oh.
building."
Oh, do you think that's where those green men may have come from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely have a talk with Sean once we get everybody back. I think that's something we should talk to him about.
She's like, "Yeah, just make him stop watching scary movies. They're bad."
Yeah, we'll have a talk with him about it. So she's not gonna comment on that. Natalie did just have an idea though. Now that just so like in case she needs to stay on the other side of the portal, but maybe help with the people on the other side, even though she doesn't have a walkie with them. Um she is going to like there's probably like sheets or something that she can tie together and then tie to the dresser, right? So it just kind of gets sucked in. And it's kind of
Oh
like a
yeah, yep.
lifeline.
You could totally do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Um Once I'm done with that, I don't know, just kind of investigate around the apartment if there's something else that might be able to be some type of clue.
Um, you begin doing that. Meanwhile, Maurice, this Mrs. Faversham is just like, "Oh, yes, you see, I keep trying to watch my soaps, but it won't let me watch them." And the TV is on, and there's it's just like static, and it has like the little rabbit ears, right? And she's like, "I keep moving the rabbit ears, but it only ever gets in one channel."
Okay. Yeah, he will. He'll do his best to start looking into it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Do you
want
want
to
to just start changing the channels and moving the rabbit ears around?
Yeah. Well, it's. I think Maurice wants to kind of see like what channel is it currently on.
So she has it set to the, I don't know, like ABC or something.
Okay.
The channel number that is for that. but it's just giving her static because that's what her soap operas are on. But she wants to watch Dallas, but
She
she
wants to
can't.
watch Dallas. Yeah, for sure.
Because that channel isn't coming in. Maybe that was CBS. I don't know, but it's not coming in.
I'm guessing that she still has it on ABC. She hasn't been able to change the channel because she was trying to watch the ball drop for New Year's. You know, she was watching the ABC celebration of what was happening downtown, because going outside and joining in all that hullabaloo is too rowdy for her, but she still likes to participate, feel like she was there. So yeah, Maurice, I feel, is going to start. He'll start changing the channels. He'll start flipping through it. I'm assuming it's like either like a knob.
Yep.
It's like it maxes at like 12.
Yeah.
Or like if there is a remote, it's one of the ones that it's like a weird push slot on the TV, and there's probably like dust over it. She has never once realized that the remote is there. So he'll start trying to flip through and see, like, are all of the channels like this? Is it only ABC? They said that the phone lines were down, so he's guessing that that's probably related to it. He'll ask Mrs. Faversham, when did you notice that your TV wasn't coming through? Was it earlier today, or has it not been working for a while?
She's like, oh, it was earlier today.
There's a whole electrical thing happening with the building, so it's probably related to that. What channel do you prefer to? You said you want to watch your soaps.
I want to watch Dallas. It's on. I don't remember what channel it was on in real life. I'm gonna say CBS.
Yeah. He'll change the channel to what he knows to be CBS.
Sure. So yeah, that's not coming in. It's all static.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're flipping through, oh, it was CBS. I was right.
Got it in one.
Nice. But if you're flipping through, you're trying to find a channel that does work, right?
Yeah.
You're flipping, and one channel comes in crystal clear, which is channel C. And it's like it looks like really low budget, the show that's on right now, but there's a woman at a desk. She looks a little wild-eyed, and she's like, welcome back to Glass Jaw TV on Manhattan Public Access Television.
Oh, God.
And she says, alligators in the sewers, fact, more at 8. The hole in the ozone layer and what it means for your summer plans. Ancient cults alive and thriving in New York among the elite, more at 11. My alien abduction with Elvis coming up next.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
the old lady's like, no, this is the only channel I can get to come in is this one. This trash. Just like,
well, okay, so it's channel C. Do we know, because it was public access for Manhattan, is that one of the stations that we know that one of Vince Tanaka's transmitters was being sent to? Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. He'll ask her, have you had any other repairmen come to take a look at your TV in the last couple weeks?
No, it only just started acting up just now.
Okay. He'll change it back to where he knows that CBS is. And he kind of reassures her that, like, when the power comes back, she'll be able to watch Dallas. And he encourages her. He will leave her a Sears catalog with, like, a very nice looking VCR clearly circled. And he will let her know that if she gets one of these things, she can actually record Dallas. And then she can watch Dallas. She doesn't have to wait for Dallas to be on. She can watch Dallas when it's available for her.
Wow. This is amazing. She's shocked. She's flabbergasted.
I know. Maurice is just like, no, like it's the future. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Cool. She offers you some Werther's Originals.
Oh, hell yeah. Maurice will take one. He'll be polite. Like normally he would take a handful, but like he knows that they are probably this woman's favorite candy, Mrs. Faversham. And he will say, we've been hearing a lot of stuff and things about this building. Apparently there's a Sean upstairs who who's a little too loud sometimes. You know this guy.
She's like, oh, that little boy, the Crenshaws, they don't discipline him at all.
Okay, so it's Sean Crenshaw. That's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and is he a younger kid?
Oh, yes, I think he's 12, 13, something like that.
Okay.
Listening to his heavy metal music and reading his demonic magazines.
Oh yeah, no. Can't have any of that. You know what? I know his father, actually, the detective who works downtown. I'll put in a word for you.
It's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I think problem resolved with this old woman. He will. I think he'll cycle back to Station C and just kind of get a look at this wild-eyed woman.
Sure.
He kind of getting a look like, is this the wild eye of like a public access spokesperson on a local TV station who's just like, Elvis in interviews at 11? Or is this like the wide eye of like, because they've handled a lot of people who have seen ghosts, who have experienced the supernatural firsthand. Does she look like she has the wild eye of somebody who has seen the supernatural and no one else is believing / could be seeing the supernatural right now? Or is this just like local zany with too much money has their own public access?
Hmm.
Should I guess for it?
Can you guess for it? You certainly can.
All right.
So you turn it back to Glassjaw TV. There's a little like very simple lower third banner that has reporter Dee Dee Halbrook. So that's her name. But yeah, you're listening to her report on my alien abduction with Elvis.
Yeah.
And you go ahead and roll.
Got a 22.
A 22.
Nerf guess.
Yeah, nerve guess. You it's a little bit of both, right? It seems like this person genuinely has some wacky ideas. I mean, they're doing a story on my alien abduction with Elvis right now.
Yeah, everyone knows he's in Miami. He did not get abducted by aliens.
Yeah, but there's definitely some things that she mentions when she's talking about like the supernatural and like unexplained events while she's doing this story that you're like, no, that actually checks out. That's a real thing. But then it's mixed in with so much gobbledygook that it's just like, this is like a broken clock situation, you know? As that's happening, as you're watching the program and trying to figure out what the deal is with this woman, Mrs. Faversham starts tugging at your sleeve, and she's like, "Excuse me, young man."
Yeah, sorry. Got a little distracted there. Big Elvis.
Do you know what that is? And she points towards the window that you came through.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a strange light shining forth through it. And shapes begin to materialize in this beam of light that is shining forth through the window.
Man.
Two of them are small green men with large eyes. And between them is what you can only guess to be Elvis Presley.
Oh, it's the king. It's the king. Oh, jeez. Okay. Ma'am, I will put Dallas back on your TV. I'm going to need you to step into the other room real quick.
She's like, oh, okay. She just sort of shuffles into her bedroom adjacent.
He will change the he'll power off the TV,
Uh-huh.
throw out a trap, and against his better judgment, he's gonna blast Elvis.
He's gonna blast out.
He's gonna blast Elvis and the Green Men.
Yeah, the green men start making like weird little clicky sounds, and one of them has a stereotypical like 50s ray gun that they aim at you, and Elvis is like, whoa, 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 let's settle down here before anything gets too crazy. And you just throw that trap down and blast. I need to roll a 10.
Okay. Is this going to be? Yeah, this would be moves.
Yep.
Oh no.
20 with the ghost die.
20 with the ghost die. Well,
Oh, no.
You actually, this is perfect. I have a thing planned for this. You you hit Elvis directly with the beam.
It just makes a like,
Yeah, exactly. He just says that, and then he glows and then explodes. And the two aliens also explode. They turn into ectoplasm.
Oh, okay.
Which covers the entire room, including you. You are now slimed.
Okay. All right. Thankfully, her furniture is covered in that plastic wrap.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It'll be great.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very convenient.
Okay. Yeah, he will he'll go to the woman's door and just knock on it. Just say, "Ma'am, I apologize for the mess. I would highly recommend waiting until there is power back on the rest of your apartment before you watch the television again."
Oh, okay. Well, feel free to take some of the ribbon candy on your way out.
Handful of ribbon candy.
Handful of ribbon candy.
Into
That
the
talk
pocket.
about disgusting. Jeez, ribbon candy. Ugh. Which way do you exit the apartment?
Scuba mask back on.
Okay.
Breathing apparatus out, and then into the window of back through the window of the other building, this time covered in slime.
It's covered in slime. Meanwhile, somewhere on another floor of the building, Mallory and Ted are shunted from an extra dimensional space in, I don't know, like the ceiling or something. And they fall awkwardly into the middle of a hallway in a floor marked 13.
Well, we found it.
Now what?
The 13th floor. And
Well, lead the way, Ted.
yeah, I'll be like, sorry about that. And I'll climb up and get up off the ground. Is it like mirror image what we saw on the other floors?
Yeah, no, it looks like it's
Any other
clearly not exactly the same, but it is like, yeah, there are apartments 13A through 13 C or D rather, down the hall in the same order that they were on the 12th floor.
All right, I feel like I know the answer to this question, but I will take out the PKE meter anyway and attempt to see if one of the 4 doors has more of a signal. Or is the whole thing just screaming the second I take it out?
No, one of the doors does have more of the signal.
Okay.
It's definitely apartment C.
All right. I'll put the PKE meter away. I will once again hold my proton pack, and then I think about what happened the last time I opened a door. And then I like get up to the door. I like reach for the handle. I double take, and then I take like a step back, and then I just blast the door off its
I was
hinges
gonna
with
say.
proton pack.
Oh. So you blast the door with the proton pack. The door explodes. And you can see inside this apartment zombies. It's actually good that you didn't open the door because there was going to be a bunch of zombies in your face if you did.
I've learned there are no more doors for Ted.
Nope.
There are only busted up entryways that have not been blown open yet. That's my new motto here.
Exactly. So a bunch of zombies immediately surge out of the apartment towards you, but because you blasted, you're not right in front of the door, so they don't immediately get at you.
I look over to Mallory and I'm like, and I'm just like, whatever. And I just start blasting the zombies. Like, I'm done now. We did it. Football, tackle, doorway, plow. No, we're just zombie bits. Let's go.
All right, I will join in.
Yeah.
Blast. The zombies are going brains. And every time you blast one of the zombies, I need some rolls. But when you successfully make contact with one, it's actually, so it's not that you can't make contact with one because they're all in a big group. I think the roll is going to be to see how many you can get.
Okay. Can I use my using tools talent?
Not for proton packs, no.
Okay.
It's just a moves roll, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna blow a couple brownie points here. 23.
Ooh, 23, that's pretty good.
Well, at least one of us is efficient.
Yeah. Mallory's just blasting wildly. Ted's like Ted doing his the aiming. Every time you hit one head on with a beam, it explodes into ectoplasm.
All right. So I will mark that and be like, okay, they are ghosts. It's not. I don't know what the history of in my studies of the occult of like actual zombies and like reanimated dead things. So the fact that they turn into ectoplasm, I feel really good about my decision to just blast them instead of having zombie bits all over the place. So
yeah, that'd be gross.
Yeah, not exactly kids cartoon appropriate. So
right?
It all works out.
But yeah, you only are able to get like 2 of them. Mm-hmm. They're just there's so many that were in this apartment, and they're, like I said, they're just like surging out of it, climbing over each other, trying to get at you. So you've basically like they're still not going very fast, but you have barely stemmed the tide with those proton blasts. You've basically just made it so that they're not immediately on you now for the next round.
Okay.
You hear from down the hall, like a door opens, and you hear someone go, "Hey, get over here, get to cover," and you recognize the voice as Detective Del Crenshaw.
If you need more bullets, this is your guy. Let's go over the. Before my plan is to run to where Crenshaw is, but based on what I've seen, do I think a trap would contain these zombies? Based on the fact that they turn into ectoplasm when I blast them?
Unclear. I mean, ghosts don't usually turn into ectoplasm when you blast them.
And that was my hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, I will be like, all right, well, I will run to where was he at in relation to us?
He was in apartment B.
All right, I'm running to B.
Is Mallory also headed that way?
Yeah.
Cool. You get into apartment B. Del Detective Crenshaw ushers you in, closes the door behind you. Apartment B is very heavily decorated with music posters. Gosh, there's like some Aha posters in here. We've got frickin'
Is
the
there like a
outfield.
Kiss? Like a big Kiss poster?
No. It's all like pop acts. So there's like Madonna. There's probably a Michael Jackson. There's Culture Club for sure. Uh, you know, just the like a lot of
There's an Oingo Boingo poster for sure.
oh yeah. I mean, Oingo Boingo. I wish they were more mainstream than they were, but yeah, why not?
Boingo boingo.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
Danny Elfman's rock band from the 80s.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very good, actually. I highly
They're
recommend
really
them.
fun, yeah.
But anyway, the but yeah, so it's this place is covered in band music posters. Otherwise, it's like a huge mess, right? Whoever lives here is not a tidy person. And inside is Del Crenshaw, a woman who's the next to him, and a 12-year-old boy who is also next to him, and then coming out of the kitchen, hearing like, "What was that?" is a young woman with like really spiky hair and some very loud clothing.
Uh, so who? There are a lot of zombies in this building. Anybody know why? Anybody got an idea as to why? Anybody want to fess up to a thing that they found or read or whatever? Just it'll help if anybody's got anything.
Detective
You're not in
Crenshaw.
trouble. I just
Yeah.
want to know. That's all.
Detective Crenshaw crosses his arms and looks down at Sean.
Sean, I presume. I look down at Sean.
Sean's just like, well, you see, me and my friends we're really into monsters.
Uh-huh.
And we kind of like staying up late and watching all the monster movies on Channel C.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, how was I supposed to know that they would just start coming out of the TV? I just wanted to watch Return of the Living Dead. And then the mom is like, that movie is too mature for you, Sean. You were not supposed to be watching that film.
And this reminded me, Channel C. Is this the one where we know the transmitter went to, correct?
Yes, this is
All
the Manhattan public
so
access
I
TV.
can't blame Sean for this. I mean, I might, but
I mean, you can blame him for being a 13-year-old and watching R-rated movies without parents' permission.
I mean, I was a 13-year-old watching R-rated movies without parents' permission, so I'm not gonna blame the kid for that. All right. And I look around to the rest of the people in the room. Anybody else have an issue watching? And I'll also be like, wait, was your TV still on?
Sean's like, they were doing a marathon.
All right.
The woman with the spiky hair and the loud clothing is like, I only watch MTV.
I only watch MTV.
Right?
That's fine. This is a larger issue. We need to get your TV turned off.
It's now. Dell is just like, yeah, bullets don't really work on these things. They just kind of go straight through them. But it's kind of hard to get into the apartment. We were barely able to get out of there.
Is there, like, do you know by any chance, for whatever reason, where like the breaker panel is for anything in this building? Like your specific apartment or I don't know if the floor has one. I mean, I there's really no reason for you to know, but I figure I'd ask.
Yeah, no, I mean, I as the game master, not knowing anything about breakers in apartment buildings, it would make sense if there was one on each floor, but I'm gonna say that you would probably have to go to the basement.
That
In the
tracks.
movies, it's always the basement.
It
Right?
is
It's
always
always
the
the basement.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Manhattan, so it's all fed from underground. It'll be in the
Mhm.
basement. That just makes the
Yeah.
most sense.
But yeah, Dell is like, we can't even get off the floor. It's like the doors aren't there anymore.
Yeah. How'd you get here? Were you just here?
We were here. I got a call that my wife saw something weird outside the apartment. I came over to check it out, and then everything just started going wacky.
All right. So you're saying we can't have you and I'm assuming when you try to leave, you just end up right where you started, or what goes on?
So, well, the doors. So as he said, the doors aren't there.
They're just gone. Okay.
They're gone. And he's like, yeah, and we tried to go out the windows, but there's some weird gas.
Yeah. I look around the room.
Look around the room.
Oh, and I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of issues of Rolling Stone.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of mixtapes.
All right. So I look at Mallory and I'm like, I think we got to get the power off. That seems like that'll stop, or the TV, but I don't want to go back through that. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Seems like outside the window is a bad move.
Trying to think of what I have.
Yeah, I mean, right now, my current thought is just blow a hole in the floor and just shred through the floor into the next floor below and hope that works, and just drop to 12 and hope for the
to
best.
escape. Yeah.
Yeah. We're these, just in a
That
circle.
could work.
That's all I got.
Do you think there would be a laundry chute?
Ooh, that would be a question for the people who live here.
Yeah. That's a great idea. There probably is a laundry chute. It's
or
in the
a
hallway.
trash chute.
I prefer laundry myself.
If one has to choose, we're gonna choose laundry.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think that's a much better, less destructive way to go about this than blowing a hole through the floor.
Also just preserves ammo, which is a lifestyle I am now about.
That's
I've
fair.
reformed.
I was gonna say proton packs, half-life of like 4,500 years, so we're probably okay. But I like where your head's at. We just got to get back out into the hallway, which now has a free range of zombies because I blew that door open. But I've learned, don't open doors, just blow them open and everything works out.
Yeah, kick them open often works as well.
Riding a triceratops through them, also a great idea.
As we know.
As we know. All right. So I guess we can open the door and look for the laundry chute, and if you want, I'll cover you while you try to jump in it.
Sure.
I mean, if I can get to it too, I'll come with you, but one of us got to get there and just shut the power down.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Get up against the door, like tiny peek. See what the hallway looks like.
Oh yeah, you can.
Wait, there's a peephole.
Yeah,
right? Can I look through the peephole? Yeah.
There's a bunch of zombies out there, but they're just milling around aimlessly. They don't seem to have realized that you're in that room, so they're just like brains.
With the total amount of maneuverability one has on a stationary singular point, can I see the laundry chute?
No, you cannot.
Ah, damn it! All right, it was worth a shot.
The occupants tell you.
Okay,
it's like, oh yeah, it's just like, it's gonna be to your right.
All right.
Halfway down the hallway.
Of course it is. All right.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
We got this.
Yeah. I will open the door and start blasting. Try to make a path for Mallory to get to the laundry chute.
Cool. Blast and see what number you get, and that will determine how difficult Mallory's roll will be.
Brownie points. Shoot off a blast. 13.
13. Okay. Not terrible. Yeah, Mallory, that was a success. So I'm gonna just need a 10, I think would be okay for
Okay.
moves from you.
Moves.
A 7. I see.
Have it.
You so yeah, Ted blasts a bunch of the zombies and they pop into ectoplasm. And they're like, brains. And then Mallory runs out. You see the laundry chute, but just in front of it there's a zombie, so you have to veer off in another direction at the last second as this zombie is there in your way. You're still in the hallway, nobody's caught you yet. You're sort of like dancing around them. There's all these zombies everywhere, and the laundry chute is blocked.
Okay. Hmm. Uh,
Oh, Ted, do you close the door
Yeah, when I come out, I would shut the door behind me.
behind you? Okay, but you're also in the hallway.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I have a plan. Now that this didn't go well, so
Okay.
I'll wait.
Oh.
I don't know when Mallory's moves are. I have an interesting plan, which has been everything we've had so far. So
Well, for this
Okay.
round, the zombies are going to try to grab you. Let me know what
Yeah.
you folks are doing.
yeah.
I want to run. using
Running
my
seems good.
My run skill, and I want to run and attempt to dive into the zombie into the laundry chute. Like, just take it,
Oh,
hit it in the
Oh.
midsection into the laundry chute. And if it goes down with me, if it turns into slime, hey, now it's a. No, I'm not. That's it. I had many words that I was going to use to describe the way that chute would be. I'll just let it ride. It's a kid show.
Yep.
Like a slip and slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a slip and slide. That's kid
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, we all got it. Everybody got it. We're all here. We all know what's happened. That's my plan.
PG. So the zombies are all reaching for you, trying to get you. They rolled 14. Not super high. But they're all grabbing at you. So you're both gonna lose 1 brownie point.
Yeah.
okay.
And depending on what have you got on you?
A trap, decay meter, and a proton pack.
Okay.
Yep. Have a video camcorder, proton pack, the gun, Book of the Dead.
Okay. The gun. Yeah, so as these things are grabbing at you, they're literally grabbing at you, right? So you could tear away from them, but then they might like take one of your items when you tear away, right? Let's see. Ted, you lose your trusty PKE meter. What does Mallory lose? The gun. I'm sorry, you lost your gun.
Oh,
My God.
One of the zombies now has a gun.
Oh no, this is Land of the
Honestly,
Dead stuff.
I'm gonna fight that zombie.
I'm going back. I'm getting my gun. But that's just the first thing that happens during the
Oh,
round. Is
no.
these guys are grabbing at you, and you're just trying to get away from them and not be sort of like pinned down by the mass of zombies. So now you can roll for your actions.
Okay.
I'm
Well, I
still
want my
running.
gun.
I'm taking the zombie down the
Mallory's
laundry
going
chute.
back to get that gun back, so you can
Just
spend your action.
proton pack up, and I want that gun. It's
So
it's been with me for so long.
are you gonna blast the zombie that has your gun so you can go and pick it up?
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
just making sure. I just was making sure that
Absolutely.
it was that, and it wasn't that you were gonna tackle the zombie and take the gun and
Oh,
like
God.
wrestle for the gun, you know?
I don't. I suspect that's not the best play.
Yeah. Anyway, it would be a 10 to hit. Actually, no, it'll only be a 5 because they're really close.
Okay. Hmm. And what should I roll?
Oh, this is moves again because it's a
Moves
blast
again?
with a proton back. Yep.
I'll spend 1 brownie point
Sure.
on this. Good thing I did.
Good thing you did.
Damn.
Whew.
Oof.
So yeah, you the one of the zombies grabs at you. It like tears at your jumpsuit a little bit and gets your gun. And then you turn around and just like, no, sir, and just blast it. And it immediately explodes into ectoplasm, and the gun flies up in the air, and then you just catch it.
Thank goodness.
You're still surrounded by
Anyways.
zombies, but you have your gun back. Ted, you want to make your roll for running into the chute?
17.
17. I was gonna say 15 felt fine. I mean, you're gonna take the zombie with you.
Yeah.
So you run, you tackle the zombie, and go into the chute. You both whoosh into the chute. There's one of those little swinging doors.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then it's just Ted and the zombie falling, going like
I know it's just a
sliding
straight down. In my mind, it's like this, but it's a chute. It's just straight down.
Yeah, it's just straight down. And you both fall into a big like laundry hamper thing full of like, I don't know, freaking towels or whatever. It's a very
Sure.
soft landing.
Great.
So you're fine. The zombie is also fine. The zombie
no.
wants your brains. Before we continue with that, I actually want to cut really quickly to the other people who are playing. Specifically, I want to see what Natalie is doing.
Okay. I mean, if it's been a while since like anybody has come back to this apartment, like she's gonna really be
Oh,
looking
actually,
at.
Maurice is probably getting back.
Okay.
Maurice is climbing through the window.
You would see Maurice covered in slime, like crawling back through the window. Takes off his scuba mask.
So I'm guessing there was something up there.
TV's haunted.
Great.
All of them. Yeah.
all of
Channel
them?
C, apparently, you know what they say about not being, that you shouldn't meet your heroes. Channel C had an expose about Elvis being abducted by aliens, and I met the king next door, and and he motions to himself.
So if they stay off channel C, it's probably fine.
It's the only one that's coming through on the TV.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess as long as it's turned off then.
Well, we're in an apartment complex. I don't know
Yeah.
how many TVs are
There's
currently
probably
running.
a lot of them.
I'd guess a
Yeah.
few, yeah.
Well, I mean, judging by how many zombies are also outside, probably a lot. Speaking of, so you know how you told me to stay away from closets because I got sucked into another dimension.
Yeah.
Just gonna
It'll sort of like look around and
so
there's like open up the door. Oh, like big, like
Yeah.
gapy
with the
wind. There's like
dresser in front
papers
of
and
it.
stuff just like tumbling around. A little ghost like like in and out of it. Just
Yeah, just you open that door and it's that, and then just shut it again.
Ted and Mallory are inside of the closet, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea where it goes this time because we don't have a walkie on the other side.
Okay. Well. We'll think about it. So we either go in there and hope this doesn't take us to some weird extra dimensional movie space. I
Or we could try your plan of trying to get to the next floor by going through the ceiling.
Alternatively, if the TVs are the things that are making these zombies, then we need to turn off every TV simultaneously if we're going to want to take care of these zombies. Oh.
So how do you suppose we do that?
Well, this building's on a grid.
Uh-huh.
It's getting power draw from someplace.
You just coming to the same conclusion as the other team
Yeah.
did.
My guess is that there's probably a breaker in the basement.
Okay. Looks like we gotta go to the basement. How should we do that?
I mean, you just take the stairs.
The
We can
elevator.
take the stairs.
You just gotta blast your way through some zombies.
Yeah. That's plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably go to the hall, see how this encounter goes, and then
If it helps, these things pop like gushers.
Okay, good to know. The gushers exist yet?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Do we know?
What?
No.
What?
Sorry.
Okay, let's
It's a
see.
90s thing.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure they're 90s.
Ah, 91.
we're so
Pop like a
close.
June bug. There. It's
Ah,
grosser
there you go.
and more
Perfect.
relevant to Chicago.
All right, if you're gonna bust down the door and start blasting those zombies to get to the stairwell, you
Thankful-
certainly can. I need moves rolls from both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be firing my weapon.
Like that 15?
13.
A 15 to 13, that's fine. That's pretty good. Yeah, you can
Okay.
carve a path through the zombies to, towards the door. You don't destroy all of them, but you easily get enough of them that you can make your way to the door.
All right.
Maurice is already covered in slime. Like, he's fine with this.
Yeah. Oh, remember, when you're slimed, all your cool rolls are bad because you're not cool. It's not cool to be slimed.
Fine.
Anyway, you can make it to the stairwell and just start going down. It's much easier than going up.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ted,
Mm.
you're wrestling with a zombie right now. The zombie's
Yeah.
like brains, and it's like it grabs the sides of your head and is like looking. It's like, how do I get this open?
I would love to just blast this thing. I'm right in it. It's right there.
Yeah.
So, what do I got to do? Is that just a moves roll?
Yeah, it's just a moves of well, actually you are probably kind of disoriented, right? And it's difficult for you to get your blaster up because this thing is like wrestling with you. So I feel like I don't want to 5 would be point blank if you were not hindered in any way. So I
Okay.
want to make it harder than that. So I think I probably will make it like a 10. This dude is gonna roll though, because wrestling with you and grabbing you is easier than firing a proton pack.
That makes sense.
And he didn't roll very high, but first time this game has happened.
Oh no, a ghost
got
die from
the
the
ghost
ghost?
die.
No, that's not allowed. We roll enough on this side of the table.
When for those viewing at home, because this hasn't happened before, when a ghost rolls the ghost die, they get an extra good thing that happens because it's the ghost die, right? So their actual total roll was a 13. And obviously they have the ghost die with a 6. So they it's like brains, and it's like bopping your head trying to get it open,
Sure.
which is extremely disorienting. Lose 2 brownie points.
All right, fair enough.
And I think it dazes you.
Okay.
So you're gonna I'm just gonna say you lose your next action because you're just
Okay.
like disoriented.
Sure.
Boring, but the most direct thing I can think of.
Yeah, no worries.
So he's bopping you, It's not good.
It is not. No.
Another round. This continues. This titanic struggle. I assume you want to try and blast again.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm very disoriented. So.
You are. He's grappling you. You've got no movement speed.
Oh no. Yeah. Unless I can see the breaker panel here in the
If
basement.
if you look off to your side, you can see the breaker panel there. I will point out that his roll for this, he did not roll another ghost die, but he rolled a lot of 6s that weren't the ghost die.
Impressive.
So
that's not good for me.
It's not good for you.
So
you're getting really beaten up.
that's fine. I'm at, do I blast this guy or do I blast the breaker panel? Which one do I feel like, is an easier situation?
He got a 21 against you.
Okay.
So lose, let's see, how much did I have you lose before? 2?
2.
And that was with roughly half of that.
Mhm.
So lose 4 brownie points.
Okay. Got it. So how hard do I think it would be to blast this guy versus just shooting the breaker panel?
Probably equally difficult, right? Because he's not because he's blocking your arms from moving efficiently to get the proton wand into him. But if you just sort of stick your arm out the other side and blast to your right, which is where the panel is, then.
And how many would it be to just succeed on blasting the panel?
3.
I will spend the 3 and blast that panel.
Blast. You blast the panel. The panel explodes in a shower of sparks. All the lights go out.
Yep. Yeah.
Cut to Mallory. Mallory, you've caught your gun. You're trying to escape these zombies running around in the hallway. Suddenly, the lights go out.
Great.
It would still have the fire, fire runners, right?
Mm-hmm. Now it's spookier because it's all underlighting, red underlighting.
Oh, I personally hate this. Let's see.
It's when the cartoon goes from the zombies are friendly looking and now they're all red underlit, way spookier.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
What do you want to do? What are you thinking?
I guess just keep running.
You can. I was gonna say if you want time to think about it, we can cut to the other group members. I don't want to
It's
put
more
you
like
on the spot.
I don't really know what other option there is.
Yeah, there's just you can try to get back to one of the you can't leave the floor because there's no doors out. You can try to get back to one of the other apartments, but now it's harder to see where the doors to them are. And yes, and there's just zombies everywhere.
Yeah.
So you keep blasting in the hopes of destroying all the zombies. That might be very difficult. You can jump for a different apartment. Let's see which apartment you're near, actually.
Okay.
You are near you'd probably be near apartment, let's say D.
Do I think I can get into apartment?
You can definitely reach the door. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try opening the door.
You run for the door of apartment D, open it, it is unlocked.
Weird, but I go in.
You go in. There's it looks like somebody must have left here in a hurry. There's otherwise looks like a fairly normal apartment, but like, yeah, someone grabbed a bunch of stuff and just bolted at one point. But otherwise, a fairly normal apartment. And
Okay.
you can close the door behind you, and the zombies then can't get in.
Yeah. I'll do
Cool.
that. Hunker down.
Hunker down. All right. Maurice and Natalie, you reach the bottom of the stairs. Technically, it would take much longer to do this, but I'm gonna have you reach the bottom of the stairs now.
Oh.
You at the door to the basement, you can hear a scuffle going on down there, and then suddenly everything goes black. You still hear a scuffle going on down there, but you can't see anything.
I imagine so, like everything's black, but Maurice just has like a slight glow about him because of all of the slime.
The slime. Oh no.
Heavily irradiated.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's all right. We have healthcare, right? Healthcare is Ghostbusters. We'll talk about it with the bosses when they get back from New York,
Yeah.
or when they get back from the city. Yeah, I think Maurice is like, proton pack up. We don't know what's going down there. He killed Elvis earlier today. He's in a weird place. And I think like with a little bit more authority than Natalie's probably used to, Maurice is just like, all right, I'm gonna break open the door. If we see any ghosts, bust them.
As goes.
If we see any witches, wizards, warlocks, spellcasters of any sort,
Blast them.
blast
Got
them. Yeah.
it.
Just, as long as they don't have any, like, motions to the Ghostbuster patch on his arm. As long as they aren't one of us. Or, like, a kid. Unless it's a kid
okay.
ghost.
Yeah.
If it's a kid wizard, don't blast it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've set up all the parameters for that now.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can start making your way down into the dark basement with your proton packs out. You don't have any flashlights or anything, so
No.
it's just dark.
Actually, though, let me check this.
Like, is there something in the scuba gear?
No, Scooby Gear does not have
No.
a glow stick. That was the word. It has a knife, but not a glow stick.
Throw the knife and at whatever's making the noise. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
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 Ted, you're still wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if there's a ghost proton pack, wizard, witch, warlock pulls out the harpoon gun. Like,
There you go.
no, he's still gonna blast him.
I'm gonna try
Alright.
and blast this guy.
Yeah. They want your sweet head meat.
Yeah. It's a pretty big brain. We got a 5 brain score, so
Listen, I'm very smart. Let's see.
yeah,
They
we all
rolled
heard what he
12.
said. All right, 12, and I have to. Well, let me ask. What do I need to succeed to blast this guy?
A 10.
How about brownie points wise? Because I'm not risking it.
Oh, let's see. Well, probably just 2.
I will take the 2 to not flub this and just blast this dude into slime.
Okay.
And then I just lay back in the laundry for a second, covered in slime, and I'm just like,
Yeah, so Maurice and Natalie are walking down in the dark, and then suddenly there's a flash of light and you hear a gross wet popping sound.
I think squelching might be the right
Squelching,
term.
yeah.
Squelching
Yeah.
sounds like the right term for this.
Yeah. Squelching.
Then if you run in that direction, there's Ted, also slightly fluorescent because now covered in slime, sitting in a laundry basket.
I think Maurice will go over and like offer a hand down.
For a second, I think about just staying there, and I'm like, oh wait, Mallory might be coming down this too. I should probably get out of here. So yeah, I will take that offered hand and climb out of the laundry bin.
TV's broadcasting ghosts.
I took out the power. Apparently that doesn't get rid of the zombies, though, just so you know. So there, whatever's there is still there. There's just hopefully no more.
Cut to upstairs. It's Mallory. Just, oh my god. Zombies.
I was gonna say
My
you.
gun!
Who has the walkie-talkie? Oh, the gun. Oh, who has the walkie-talkie?
That'd be.
I do.
Yeah.
Those Vince Tanaka and I guess
Natalie. Yeah.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Do you hear on your walkie-talkie? Someone's trying to get in contact.
Okay. I think I should be able to hear it.
Yeah. You just hear the voice of Vince Tanaka go, oh, so did you guys do it? I think you did it. That weird mist is gone. Are you alive?
Realizing
over.
there he goes, like, he doesn't say over. Yeah, we cut out the power, but there's still a lot of weird stuff happening in this building. Over.
Oh, well, I think the cops seem like they're showing up. So, maybe everything's gonna be okay now. Over.
We can hope. Just let them know that there's zombies in here. Over.
It's like, oh wow. Oh, okay, well, I'll do that.
The best we can do.
We're Ghostbusters, not Zombie Busters. Those are different guys.
So, do you folks want to try and head back upstairs?
No. Maurice is not going back upstairs. Too many stairs. He'll go and talk to the cops, if anything.
I'll be like, yeah, Mallory's still on a floor with zombies. I guess possibly now in the dark. We should probably get back up there. She's on the 13th floor, by the way.
So that's where that went.
That's where the closet goes.
Okay.
13th floor.
Okay. Not what I was expecting, but, you know.
So the laundry chute works just fine. Start running up the stairs.
Yeah, start running up the stairs. No one wants to take the elevator?
No.
Well,
no, there's no power now. Yeah, there's no power.
There's no power
there's
to
no
the
power
elevator.
now. You can't.
Now we have
Sorry,
a
I
real
forgot.
reason to avoid your elevator scenario. There is no power there.
I'll never get to run the elevator scenario.
Aw.
No, don't worry. I'll find a
Next
way.
session. Next session we'll do the elevator.
I'm
just
not
for
worried.
You, buddy.
Not gonna lie.
You all run up the stairs. Mallory, you are successfully barricaded in this room. You can hear zombies milling around outside, but they can't get in. What would you like to do? You're in this apartment. Oh, you know what? You probably have a view of one of the windows to outside, and you see the green mist dissipates.
Okay. Wait, okay. The what dissipates?
You know how there was that green mist on the outside of the building?
Okay, yeah.
That was making it difficult to like climb on the fire escapes because it was like a weird noxious gas. That dissipates.
Okay. Well, that's nice. I guess I'll open the window and see if that's it, if it is truly safe.
It's a beautiful New York January night. It's crisp. But seems safe, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'll do I have a way to climb out safely?
Fire escape?
Yeah, it's a fire escape.
Oh, fire escape, yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, you
Cool.
can
I
just
was
climb
like
down to
just
the ground.
out a window, like whee!
I just,
I mean, if you brought that parachute from the equipment deck.
Defenestrating. No, I don't have the parachute today, so okay. All
you
right.
you can see one of the other windows from one of the other apartments open, and Detective Crenshaw pokes his head out, and he's like, "Oh, thank goodness!" And they all start climbing out onto their fire escape, and they're like, "We're getting out of here."
A good idea. I like this idea.
Cool. You can climb down to the ground if you want.
All right. I descend.
You descend. You get back to the street. Uh, Vince Tanaka is running around trying to tell the police officers that there are zombies up there, and no one believes him. But
That sounds
that's
like a
what,
personal problem.
yeah, that's what's happening on the ground. The other group members bust onto the 13th floor. There are doors for the 13th floor now. It is no longer blocked off out in another dimension.
Still.
Yeah, Maurice is just like still like 2 floors below floor 13. Just heavy breathing.
Everything.
So are there still zombies there?
Do you want to open the door to the 13th floor and find out?
No, I take 5 steps back and I blast the door.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you blast the door open. There are still zombies there, but you notice that out of apartment C, there's not an unlimited stream of zombies.
That's
anymore.
a nice change of pace.
It looks like they just stick around after they've been spawned, but there seem to be no more coming.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
shooting gallery time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Gotta blast them.
you start blasting.
Got a blast.
Everybody starts blasting. Roll me some blast rolls. We'll see how quickly we can
All
wrap
right.
this up.
Oh no.
Come on, the first one. All right, well, here goes.
Well,
See, I'm also rolling.
No,
those
you're
of
on the
you at
ground,
home-
so
Okay.
don't worry about it.
for those of you at
Um,
home, I got a ghost die.
Indoor, did you roll?
Yes, I
miss
did.
the
I got
roll?
13.
A 13.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, you all passed 10, so I'm gonna say you mop this up in terms of getting all the zombies popped. But Natalie also gets slimed in the process.
Of course.
So everybody's slimed. And that whole team, that whole half of the, or that whole 2/3, no, that whole 3/4 of the team slimed. Oof. All right. But you did it.
Ugh. Trudge back down the stairs to the streets, I guess.
Yeah. Mallory's just down there. I don't know, like having a cigarette or something. Just chilling out.
Oh,
Yeah, if you want. Leaning against your van. Looking cool.
that's me for
Yep.
sure.
If that's
The
what you want to
only
be doing. You could be doing something else if you want, but whatever.
Oh,
hmm.
that's
The
I
I
mean,
just-
it seems pretty good.
It's one
Sure.
of those things where like it shows the rest of our group covered in slime going to approach Mallory. As conversation starts in the background, you just see one like kind of sketchy looking Elvis look both ways and then run off into the crowd.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
It's you know what, actually it's perfectly like the end of the first Ghostbusters movie where everyone is covered in marshmallow
Except for Bill Murray.
except for Bill Murray who has like basically none on him. Yeah, the building superintendent gives you a wad of cash and thanks you profusely. Have $400.
Yes.
Nice.
Maurice leans over. No one tell him about the doors. The zombies did that.
Zombies' fault.
Fair and valid.
Then Vince is like, "Oh, hey, guys, I hate to bust up your good time while you're counting your money, but you might want to take a look." He sort of points generally away from this building. So this building's dark, right? Multiple other buildings in the city are now like glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of terror vision.
Vince says it's some
Roll
kind of
credits.
terror vision, and then the episode ends.
Ah.
Incredible. I love this. I love this game. Lex, thank you so much for running this. I am having an absolute blast. If that is the end of the episode, then I just have one last question. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at Dank Dungeons, and I do all sorts of things, including writing games, writing supplements for games, writing music to play with supplements for games, also doing other streams. So there's a link tree on my Twitter. You can find links to all of those things that I do. I guess shout out to the big other thing that I'm doing right now until my next project launches, which is I'm in a stream on Ted's YouTube channel, in which I play alongside him. And we're just playing 5e, but Jordan's the DM. It's a good time. That's Thursdays at 8:30, 9 usually.
Same time as this is theoretically supposed to
It's
start.
in theory the same time as this.
Excellent. And Ted, where can we find you? What do you do?
Well, speaking of me, I run Nerd Immersion, so I'm all over the internet at that. So YouTube is usually the best place to find me, although apparently Twitter recently, if you want to know all of the things that are going on or that went down at the D&D Content Creator Summit, I tweeted like 90% of them. Anyway, there'll be more information on that on my YouTube channel, but that's the best place to find whatever I've got going on. Again, there is some live streams and things, as the one that Lex alluded to on Thursday nights. Sometimes I do one on Tuesday. I don't know. We played last Tuesday, the Tuesday prior. But prior to that, it wasn't since Valentine's Day. So my party gets together about every month and a half. So is that even a consistent stream? You decide. And then there may be something starting as soon as this Wednesday, which is a very cool Army of Darkness thing that Indoor is involved in. So we will see. I know 3 of the 4 party members. It could be, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I still don't know the 4th character yet, so we'll see. But either way.
We got what? A Viking, a gunslinger, and then a tabletop nerd?
Yes. To fight the Deadites and the Necronomicon. Yeah.
It's going to be a
Good
great
time.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Em, where can we find you? What do you do?
You can normally find me on Twitter at McBoots42, but currently, the thing I am doing at the moment is running a Kickstarter for the Vineyard role-playing game. So if you haven't checked it out, you can check it out at Twitter. The handle is Vineyard RPG, and we have about 23 days left until the end of the Kickstarter. It's a chance to grab a really cool Black Flag system based supplement. So we've partnered with Kobold Press for it, and it's all cool villains and an evil corporation. So that's what I'm doing right now.
It's very cool.
It
If
is
you
really
haven't
cool.
Seen. Be on the lookout. Something on my channel about that in the next week or so.
Excellent. And Heck, where can we find you? What do you do?
All right, yeah. You can find me on all the social medias at SirHeckalot, including Twitch, Itch, Twitter, Instagram. I'm all over the place. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because this coming week, I'm in a lot of places, and I'm also going to be juggling my finals week. So stay tuned to see how that goes. On Monday, you can find me over on Sword and Key for a Mall Kids one shot, where we will be raising money for National Children's Alliance. So definitely come out and see this game that's currently on Kickstarter. It looks really cool, and the art is just super cute. I really like it so far. On Tuesday, you can catch me on Neon Lights Roleplay with Gelgalim, our Yiddish fantasy Rogue 2E campaign. On Wednesday, you can catch me over on Lost Caravan RPG with Brinkwood. And on Friday, the 14th, you can catch me back at Neon Lights with Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, our Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign. I have a lot in the works, so yeah, just figure out where I'm going to be next, and that's enough for me.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this twice a week on Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we just reached level 20 in our level 1 through 20 campaign that we've been doing for the last 5 years. So I am learning how to balance encounters for level 20 characters and young gods, and it's a good time. Or you can check us out here on Saturdays until the end of this mini-series, because again, hey, guess what? I like playing this Ghostbusters game. I've been having a really good time here, get my ghost on. But we are also going to be having something in the future planned on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as well, possibly earlier because, hey, it's the weekend, and I might be trying to rope in some East Coast folks, and maybe be a little bit more accommodating to time frames. Who knows? But what I do know is that I had an absolute blast playing in this game tonight. So Lex, once again, thank you for being our Ghostmaster. Thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by, and thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!